Good evening to the Sacramento City Unified School District School Board meeting. I'm not gonna say the date because I can't remember the date today. So can we please take roll, ma'am?
Member Jean.
Here.
Member Phillips.
Here.
Member Pritchett.
Here.
Member Rhodes.
Present.
And Member Villa.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Fantastic. My understanding, we have public comment, sir?
There are four.
Okay.
First, Mo Kashmiri, followed by Jim Riffle, then Leah Bonnet, and Deborah Durazo.
Okay. 8 minutes total? Thanks, Al. We'll just wait for you folks to come up first. No one's.
All
right, go ahead.
My name is Mo Kashmiri, field rep with SEIU. I'm going to be reading a statement from Carla Fawcett, the chapter president of Sac City Unified. She says, "I apologize for not being in attendance tonight. As many of you know, my second job is being a breeder, and my dog is currently preparing to deliver a litter of puppies, so I must be home with her. Despite weeks of negotiations, there's been minimal progress for our members, the lowest paid district employees, even as vacancies remain high and positions are being outsourced. If fairness is truly a priority, the time to fix the salary schedule is now. For years, we've raised this issue and have been met with inaction, and promises to address it in the future are no longer acceptable. The future is here. The district's proposal is that employees in high-skilled roles would earn less than those in lower classifications. This is unacceptable. It will create division and frustration within the workforce. We strongly urge you to take decisive action and to restore equity and pay for our workers. By taking this step, you are supporting the members who work tirelessly to support our students every single day, providing the essential services they need and deserve." Carla Fawcett, Sac City Unified, Chapter President, SEIU.
Thanks. Next speaker. Floor is all yours, sir.
Good evening. I'm Jim Riffle. I'm the chapter vice president, SEIU 10-1. I had a wonderful speech planned. I had it printed out and everything, but I decided to go with the 5 points of our message tonight. First one, the district must offer a fair compensation structure that restores fair pay scales between positions. 2, a lower range cannot suddenly pay more than a higher range in the interest of saving a small amount of money. 3, our pay ranges have been historically based on a widely accepted industry standard, which is rooted in factors like expertise, skills, and responsibility. 4, we reject the district's current framework, which creates an unjustified split in our current salary schedule. Instead, bargain in good faith for a fair wage increase for all of our members that restores equitable pay between classifications. And the last one, our ask is fair, and our students will be better served by workers who are treated fairly. The future of our schools depends on the well-being of those who nurture our children and create clean, safe spaces for them to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. It's all yours, ma'am.
Good evening, Superintendent Ellen and board members. I'm Deborah Durazo. I am our chapter secretary. I'm also employed at West Campus High School as the high school controller. I'm here as the SEIU member and an employee who could possibly be affected by this wage table proposal presented to our bargaining team earlier this month on October 6th. I've been with the district for almost 20 years, and I'm a dedicated employee to our district, the staff, and most importantly to our students. I started my career with Sac City Unified as a 3.75-hour clerk because at that time it worked for me, it worked for my family. And then I eventually applied for, higher positions with longer hours and longer calendars. So I eventually moved into, so I started as a clerk, moved into an attendance tech, an office manager, and now I'm a high school controller. So looking at this proposed salary schedule, I would potentially be making less than an attendance tech, a previous position that I held. Over the years, I've worked very hard to increase my position as well as my salary. And this change will no longer, my hard work and years of service and education level will no longer be a factor. When the 5 for 15 started in 2012, the district gradually increased wages for the lowest paid workers, and that is when the compaction started, with that impact on the salary schedule. The past 2 years, we fought again to increase our minimum wage earners to $18 in 2023 and $20 in 2024. And I'm proud of the work that our bargaining team has done. However, this compaction is not fair and should be corrected immediately. There is a saying, you have to lift the floor to raise the ceiling. Our floor is being lifted while our ceiling is being crushed. So thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. One more. We had 4, right?
Hi, Leah Bonnet, Mark Twain Elementary, 31 years. They are now making more money than me as a food service worker. I'm an office manager. They are now making more money than I am. It's not good. I work hard. I'm a Sac City student. I'm a Sac City employee. Our wages are very low, and I've been around a long time to see our wages at this point. I'm making less than a food service worker after 31 years. So please help us, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys when we get back here, 6-ish.
Yes.
All right. We're going to roll back into closed session. Dear community, I apologize for our tardiness. I can't hear myself, so maybe I'll try and say that louder. You can't turn any louder than that? No, I can hear it. My apologies, community, for us being tardy. We are ready to begin. Quorum?
Member Rhodes is here.
Okay. Item 4.0, Pledge of Allegiance, 4.1. Madam Superintendent?
Everyone, please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Someday.
I would like to invite our student board member, item 4.2, to read our broadcast statement.
This meeting of the Sacramento City Unified School District is recorded. The recording will be cablecast on Metro Cable Channel 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast and DirecTV UVerse cable systems. The recording will also be closed captioned and video streamed at metro14live.saccounty.gov. Today's meeting replays Monday, October 28th at 12:30 p.m. and Wednesday, October 30th at 6 p.m. on Metro Cable Channel 14. Once posted, the recording of this meeting can be viewed on demand at youtube.com/metrocable14. We welcome members of the audience to address the board. Please complete a speaker form which are located in the back of the room and give them to our communications representative along with any handouts you may have for the board prior to the conclusion of the item's presentation. Please speak into the microphone when addressing the board and state your name for the record. Please limit your comments during public comment to items that are not on the agenda. If you do comment on an item that is listed on the agenda, we will ask that you please defer your comments until your item comes up on the agenda. Please also either turn off your cell phones or place them on silent mode.
Thank you. Item 4.3, Stellar Student. This is an introduction by Board Member Villa. All yours.
Hello.
So we have 4 students this evening that will be receiving awards for Stellar Student, and this is what the Mark Twain principal and teachers have said about their stellar students. Okay, we're going to first start off with Jaime Ramos. I am recommending Mr. Ramos as one of my stellar students in my 4th grade classroom because he is excited to learn new math concepts every day. Jaime loves to learn, asks daily what the new concepts will be in learning today. He loves to be challenged and is one of my top chess players in the classroom. Jaime has told me he will be very successful. He believes in himself and is a powerful role model for his classmates. Jaime sets personal goals for his iReady scores and loves to be challenged, and I am proud to be his teacher. Great job. Chess. Okay, our second student is Leonel Franco Ramos. Leo is kind and respectful of his peers and teachers every day. He exemplifies strong character with a gentle heart. Leo has become a leader on campus through his actions and words. He helps students when they need a hand and uses respectful language inside and outside of the classroom. Students and staff know they can always rely on him. Kanoa Griffin. Kanoa is a kind and compassionate student with a great sense of humor. He checks in on his friends, peers, and teachers throughout the day. His attention during conversations is genuine and he really listens. Kanoa's conversation topics and writing responses reflect his gregarious personality. He has a clear author's voice and writes a lot, with a lot of wit. Kanoa is and continues to be an asset to Mark Twain. And last but certainly not least, Carrie-Ann Gilbert, Carrie-Ann, aka KJ, comes to school daily with positive energy and a willingness to learn. KJ has developed into one of Mark Twain's most vocal and outgoing leaders. She takes on leadership roles to support the school with a great attitude and an infectious smile. KJ lifts up the energy wherever she goes, keeping the vibes positive at Mark Twain Elementary. Awesome job. You're welcome to the microphone if any of you would like to say anything.
Yeah.
Go for it. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I like to thank my mom and my auntie that's getting me this for. So thank them too.
I'd like to thank my dad and all my family to help me get to this point.
Yes.
I would like to thank my parents for raising me this way, and I would like to thank my teachers and principal for nominating me for a stellar student.
You good?
Okay.
So we have a
And-
few. Oh, go on,
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
One second. So, young man, you didn't want to share anything? Just your presence is enough, okay? Usually we do this picture thing, and I'm going to let Miss Villa handle that, but I had to go in and just double check that the word stellar means outstanding and wonderful. And I just want to read what I found. Stellar means outstanding, wonderful, better than everything else. Stellar is a word of praise or excitement. So a sentence that it gave me was Thomas Edison invented many things, but his stellar achievement might have been the light bulb. So you guys are our light bulbs. I appreciate your excitement and I love your cheering crowd. So we're gonna have Miss Villa explain what's gonna happen next.
Okay, so we're going to come down and present you with a few awards and take a photo. And your family can be in the photo as well, or they can take it from a side.
We're gonna do them all now? Come on, you guys are right front and center, all the parents. And then we're gonna, yeah, give out all your cameras.
Yeah.
Right, everyone ready? One,
Almost.
two, three. Smile. Thank you.
Always fantastic to have stellar students. Item 5.0, announcement of action taken in closed session. Madam Counsel.
Good evening, President Phillips. There are 3 announcements coming out of closed session this evening. First, the board approved 2 settlement agreements related to special education services, one by a vote of 5-0 with member Singh and Kayada absent, and one by a vote of 6-0 with member Singh absent. Second, the board approved a settlement agreement related to OAH case number 2024080121 by a vote of 6-0 with member Singh absent. Finally, the board denied in part and sustained in part an appeal of student records by a vote of 5-2 with members Pritchett and Villa voting against the action. That is all.
Thank you. Item 6.0, agenda adoption. I will entertain a motion. No, all in favor? Good stuff. Item 7.0, public comment, what have you.
We have 10.
Okay.
First speaker, James Largent, followed by Megan Upshaw, and then Katie Santora, and then Elia Basson.
Okay, so generally we give 2 minutes per speaker. We have 10, which is a total of 20. Do my colleagues want to just let everyone have their 2 minutes? Roll with it? We good? Okay, you have your 2 minutes, sir.
Good evening. I recently heard a story of a 7-year-old girl with autism who struggled to engage with her classmates and teachers. But when her general education teacher included her in the PE class and they did dance PE, she lit up. Children with disabilities come in all shapes and sizes, and some people say that dance PE is not for all children. Adaptive PE is a means that makes it possible for special ed students to participate in PE. And federal regulations have approved dance as one of the forms of PE. This board also has a policy, 6142.7, that approves dance as an instructional form. And the California Department of Education includes dance as that it meets one of its model content standards. As always, inclusion is the goal, and dance PE can be a way to help expand the classroom to include students with special education needs. Dance has a number of benefits, including cognitive benefits, fine and gross motor skills, social skills, self-esteem, focus and energy, release, and it can benefit children with a wide range of disabilities. And while dance PE may not be possible in the same form for all children, even a child in a wheelchair could potentially participate with the help of a paraprofessional or teacher. And as always, cultural considerations need to be considered, including parents in such an endeavor. The good news is that dance PE is already happening in the district at McClatchy High School. And so my ask of the board tonight is to consider how you might bring together the worlds of dance PE and the needs of special education children. If you need resources, I can provide them. Thank you.
Thank you much. Next speaker. all yours.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Megan Upshaw, and I'm here to address some critical concerns surrounding special education, particularly around early intervention and individualized education plans. Research has consistently shown that early identification and intervention can dramatically improve educational outcomes for children with unique learning needs. However, our district has not consistently conducted early intervention assessments at all schools. This limits the effectiveness of our multi-tiered systems of support program, and this program was highlighted in the 2016 through 2021 strategic plan, and it's only been implemented in a fraction of the elementary schools in the district. We must prioritize its rollout to all schools. Early intervention can mean the difference between a child thriving or falling behind. Furthermore, our individual education plans are essential in identifying a student's needs and goals. Yet reports have shown that the district has struggled to meet IEP requirements, which has led to a lot of complaints from parents. The California Department of Education has cited our district multiple times for incomplete reports and missed deadlines, which reflects a troubling pattern of neglect. To address these issues, I urge the district to implement the following recommendations: develop and execute district-wide policies for early intervention services, complete the implementation of MTSS across all elementary schools, and to mandate development on early intervention models for all educators and administrators. These changes are not just procedural, they're essential for fostering an educational environment where every child can succeed. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Next speaker is Elia Basson, followed by David Wong.
So if you know that you're coming up next and you see the clock running down, please feel free to make your way to the middle aisle if you are able. And that's not against you. You just jogged my brain. Go ahead.
I thought I counted 5 on the list. Thank you for your time, and thank you everyone for being here. Today is just over my 1 year anniversary of following every single word that you guys have said in public meetings, and at least scrolling through every single extended agenda packet and trying to understand what you guys are doing. And I met a consultant working for the county with the Community Schools Initiative, and he's done advanced education on boards and board structure and things like that. And I'm not going to repeat back all the things that you guys have said you need to do, but you guys are basically volunteers. Your money is not very much, and there's no way I could even read every word that is presented to you guys. And putting hundreds of hours into this, and just trying to pick on 1 or 2 items to pick on. So I don't have the solutions, but I know there's professionals out there, and to try and get more of the things done that you guys have said you need to do, and maybe have like weekly meetings and figure out maybe board structures going forward to try and do what you guys want to do. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Next is David Wong, followed by Jim Riffle and Sarah Bailey.
Good evening. My name is David Wong. I am an instructional aide. I work for the Sacramento City Unified School District for 21 years. My take-home pay is $2,164.95. I cannot afford to rent an apartment by myself because I do not earn enough money. The rent for a studio apartment in Sacramento is at least $1,372. I have coworkers who earn less than me, and they are in worse financial situation than me. The district needs to provide a livable wage so that its employee can afford to live in the city that they work in. I was a former member of the SEIU bargaining team. During the last contract bargaining between SEIU and the district, I learned a very disturbing fact about the salary table for the classified employee. At that time, the California minimum wage was $15.60 an hour. For a classified employee who are between salary range 29 to 32, they were earning $15.60 an hour. The disturbing fact was for the first 15 years of employment, the wage did not increase. In the current contract negotiation, that issue needs to be addressed. And last point I'm going to make. Currently, the lowest wage for a classified employee in Sacramento City Unified School District is at least $20 an hour because the wage for Californian fast food worker is $20 an hour. If the district wants to retain classified employee, it needs to provide a livable wage. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker. Next speaker, please.
Just before you went into closed session, you heard me speak about the wage structure and fairness of it all. I can say the same things right now, but you know it. You've been talking about it. You've heard the numbers on both sides, both from the district's applied numbers and the numbers we've supplied. You know, there is a difference there. We'll work it out. What I want to talk about right now is about a month ago, I saw on the job postings 32 openings for IEP one-on-one aides. Very cool. The following day, it became 320. That's a lot of people needed. That's on top of the 147 SPED aides that we already had openings for. I'm sure the district had issues in trying to start filling these positions. We're doing the same old thing over and over. We tried some job fairs. They haven't been very fruitful. We need to start thinking outside the box. Those 147 aides that were there beforehand, we're contracting out now. $75 an hour you're paying to contract out. You could hire aides for a lot less than that. But you have to make it more feasible for them to come to the district. These one-on-one aides, the 320, you have contracts out where you're paying $60 an hour for them. The aides aren't getting that much. A lot of it is going to the agency. You can hire aides for less than that, but not at $20 an hour. You've got to think of more than that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sarah Bailey, and I'm an instructional aide in the district. I've been doing that for 7 years. I want to thank the community members that have come, that are there with their signs, and all of my fellow classified folks. For all of us to be here is a lot. Many of us have second jobs. Lots of us can't come because maybe single parent that can't make it and bring their kids. I've become the athletic director at my school because it's some money that I can have in addition to the salary that I make or what I get paid as an aide. So for us to be here in these numbers is a lot. We wish there could be more of us, but it's difficult. And it feels really hard to be back in this place. I feel like we were here a few years ago and prior to the strike, and it feels like we're back in that place where we're invisible at best and disposable at worst. It's a horrible way to feel. And as an aide who works alongside lots of aides that are making way more than I am per hour with way less experience, I really want to stay at my site. I want to stay at my site with, I think I'm gonna shift from aides to our front office staff, our office manager, our clerks. Those folks are often overlooked when we're talking about who needs to be paid more. These folks at our site, they are the assistant principal sometimes. When kids get sent down to the office, we don't have an AP. Sometimes they're the principal when the principal's down here at the Cerna Center at meetings. They're our nurse, they're our social worker. They're the front-facing people that meet our parents that come in, some parents who are delighted to be at our site, and some that aren't. And they do it with grace and tons of skill, and we need to make sure that they are being compensated in a way that matches what they do. I mean, they really are, you can put every metaphor to it, the glue, the wheels, all of it. So please keep them in mind when we're talking about pay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Rusha Powers, followed by Bethany Cox and Angeline Andal.
Good
Mike is
evening,
yours.
board. Thank you for letting us speak. My name's Rusha. I'm an office manager in K-8 here in the district. I'm married to a teacher who's been an instructional aide and then a teacher, worked in Sac City for probably 35 years now. All three of my sons went through Sac City. So we're lifers. We're here. We've committed our time, our energy, and our love to this district. I've worked in a lot of different fields before having kids, and obviously I put my career on hold to have kids, and now coming back into the workforce as now middle-aged woman. I mean, there's a lot of us in these offices who are so overworked and underpaid. I'm just here tonight to talk about my sisters and brothers in step 44 and 45 who are office managers, and we're in an unjust and demoralizing situation. I mean, many of us are being overlooked. The way that this class and compensation structure has rolled out, it means that we're stuck, we're compressed, stuck. It costs, my hourly wage is, don't mind saying, $25.11 an hour. I did the math on that over here. That's a quarter of a tank of gas. But in 1 hour, I could deal with vomit, blood, budget, LCFF, making phone calls, following up, dealing with angry parents, dealing with parents who want to volunteer and how complex that is. It's that what I do in an hour for that, it feels criminal. And I just heard my sister from Mark Twain over here say that she's been in the district for 31 years. I know that means she's still an OM1. She's still maxed out at her top step. And if she's been there for 31 years, then she is the glue of that school, because that is the truth of those roles. And I just want to say tonight, there needs to be fairness, equity, and transparency in what's going on with this class and compensation study. I am feeling the compression in my own life. I'm stuck at this crossroads. Do I make a choice to leave? Why would I do that when I've invested all my time? I just want to be paid a fair wage. I'm just going to say one last thing, and that's when individuals see their hard work and dedication rewarded with stagnant wages, while those in lower positions earn more, it fosters resentment and diminishes motivation. And that's the situation we're in with SEIU and the class and compensation.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Bethany Cox. I didn't really prepare to come, so I don't have a whole thing worked out, but I am a teacher I'm a SCTA member, I'm a teacher at Amwin. This is my office staff, this is my aide, and having been a teacher as a general ed teacher and now as a special ed teacher, I can just tell you that I do not do my job without all of these people, and they all support and pour their love and their time and their patience into my students and honestly into me, and help me continue to do my job. And working alongside somebody who then feels like my sister and knowing that that person is not being cared for feels awful. So I just really hope that you will consider that these people deserve to have upward mobility, to have a sense of security, to have the comfort and security knowing that they are being able to live the lives that they live already, and that they can then pour and nurture us even more, because that is our job for each other. Thank you.
Next speaker, please.
Next speaker is Angeline Andal, followed by Katie Santora.
Hi, good go by Andal, and I'm one of your district health aides. I am probably the first district health aide to come up here and speak with you because the other 13 district health aides are busy working second or third jobs in order to support their families and themselves. I am in a fortunate situation where my family is able to help shoulder the weight of being paid less than what California state minimum wage is for healthcare workers. We were excluded in the minimum wage for healthcare workers. There are 14 of us to serve this entire district. The difference between us and the contracted health aides is we understand the nuance that goes into this job and understand the greater meaning of what our role is within this district. Many contracted workers are just in it for the pay. Let's be real, okay? We pay them an immense amount of money and they don't care about the benefits and they don't care about your students. I have been told by an agency supervisor that, oh, well, that's just you sacrificing your time to the district beyond your hours. She told me that if an emergency situation happened on campus 5 minutes before clock out, that they just need to call 911 because that's not her problem. Is that the kind of person you want taking care of our students within our community? I don't think so. And I sure hope that you would pay us in a way that reflects the gratitude that we deserve for helping this school district ensure that we can have successful students when they enter our society and become functioning community members. And the only way we're able to do that is to help support our classified employees, including people who are overlooked, like health aides. I understand that health aides are relatively recent to this district. I myself am a former contracted worker, and this is my second academic year as a district employee. And I gave up a promotion within my agency, because I was agency supervisor, to go internal and make way more money than I'm making now. But I have come here to be a district employee to show you my dedication, because I care about our community. And I think you should show that by giving us fair wages. Thank you.
Last speaker is Katie Santora. Katie Santora.
Katie's coming from Vacaville. She might not have made it because of traffic. But she wanted to talk about school safety because at our school, we seem to overlook SEIU members, and it's very unfortunate. We had a lockdown on Monday. And when the all clear was called, nobody let the nutrition services folks know this. I just want you to know that.
Thank you.
No more public comment.
Appreciate your comment, y'all. Moving on. Item 8.0, communications. 8.1, employee organization reports. First up, SCTA. Floor is yours, ma'am.
Thank you. Good evening, Board. I'm Nikki Malevsky. I'm president of the Sacramento City Teachers Association. And 2.5 years ago, we stood shoulder to shoulder with our classified brothers and sisters, as together we successfully struck for 8 days to defeat a demand from the then supermajority of the school board and the former superintendent to reduce educators' take-home pay by an average of $10,000 per year. Since then, a lot has changed. That supermajority of anti-teacher, anti-classified school board members have been voted out of office, and we have a new superintendent. Since then, we have worked together with the district to negotiate 2 agreements since that strike. While things have improved for certificated staff, things have not kept pace with our classified brothers and sisters. The work that our classified sisters and brothers do throughout the district is often the thankless work that makes it even possible for teachers to do their jobs effectively, to provide high-quality education for our students while keeping them safe and healthy. We've been invited to attend the negotiations on October 31st, and we will be there to stand in solidarity with SEIU Local 1021. We hope and we expect that the district, with the full support of the SCUSD board, will employ the same problem-solving approach to resolving the ongoing contract negotiations with SEIU as it did with us. Thank you.
SEIU. TCS. Teamsters. UPE. Moving on, special presentation, item 9.1, approve resolution number 3454, recognition of National School Bus Safety Week. Mr. Hill. Floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, President Phillips, Superintendent Allen, and board members. My name is Ron Hill, Director of Transportation Services, along with my colleague Gia Calloway, who is our Transportation Fleet Specialist, managing all of our special needs and mandated busing. We are excited to be here this evening to present resolution number 3454, recognition of National School Bus Safety Week, October 21st through the 25th. We would also like to take this time to thank our ongoing partnerships with our special education, foster youth, and unhoused homeless services department, who help identify students needing transportation every day. This work cannot be done if not for the 87 and growing hardworking SCUSD bus drivers who are always there putting our students' safety first. We also mustn't forget the other 35 employees in the department that bring that operational goal to fruition every day. Looking at our core values and guiding principles will always remain at the forefront when planning and implementing all student transportation routes. Across the nation, millions of children ride school buses, which is known to be the safest safest vehicle on the road. Children are most at risk when approaching or leaving a school bus within 10 feet of that school bus, which is considered a danger zone. In the last 10 years, 55 children were killed in that danger zone. In the prior 10 years, there were 110 children killed within that danger zone. Although we are excited to learn that we have reduced the tragedies by 50%, it is not enough until we reach zero. I'll go ahead and pass it over to my colleague.
This week, the Transportation Department recognized National School Bus Safety Week by creating flyers that state the California law. The flyers handed to our drivers were passed out to students, staff, and our communities. The California law requires drivers to stop for a school bus's red lights and stop sign. Failure to do so can lead to fines up to $1,000. We use this opportunity to continue to remind and educate the public and bring awareness to the importance of school bus safety in hopes to prevent an accident or even worse, a fatality. Each year, the National Association for Pupil Transportation chooses a theme poster from a national poster contest. This year's 2024 theme is Driving Safely into the Future. We certainly enjoy the creativity of this 2024 winning poster. The poster depicts the bus driver in a green shirt and ball cap, yet the students are in what appears to be spacesuits. There's also some sort of rocket engine throwing flames for either excessive driving speeds or having the potential to fly. And we all know a flying vehicle definitely reduces our longer ride times. So we thank you for your time.
Thank you. Do we have public comment?
We do not.
Thank you. Any of my colleagues want to share? Mr. Kayada?
I'd like to thank you for this presentation, and as I've said before, thank our school bus drivers for the amazing work they do. Smiles on their faces, friendly, great for our kids, safe drivers. When I was a kid, my school bus driver, the only thing I ever heard him say was, "Sit down and shut up." Our drivers are a lot better than that, so I gotta thank them for that, despite the fact that kids, I don't think, have gotten any better since I was a kid. Something, when I hear this presentation and look over the materials you all presented, the real risk of traveling by bus to school, and I guess other modes of public transportation as well, is getting there, having a ride arrive on time, being safe. And what this reminds me of is that for a lot of our students, actually for many of our students, your ride to school is not a school bus. We don't really have school bus routes for most of our kids. What you're taking is RT. And when we, a couple months ago, voted to give $250,000 to RT to continue the ride-free program, which, to clarify, we only gave 1 year of funding. So we're gonna have to be seeing that again. One of the conditions that we put in our vote was that we would like to explore having a school district voice on the RT board. And so far, we have not received positive information from RT. I think that that's unfortunate because the issues that you've identified here that our own staff know when we transport our students is something that we need a voice for the students in the RT board to reflect the fact that their routes need to be safe. If there's a bus driving by and they see kids, they need to stop and pick them up. They can't pass them by. If there's bus route changes that can serve our schools, that all needs to be something that school districts should have a voice in there. So I just want to continue putting the message out there that that's not something that in the motion that I brought lightly. This is very important for the safety of our students and for making sure they get to school on time and go home on time as well. But again, thank you for this presentation, and thank you for the opportunity to allow me to pontificate on something somewhat unrelated but directly relevant. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Pritchett?
Thank you, and yes, thank you so much for bringing this to light again. It always amazes me when I see people passing up a school bus on a daily basis, and how many people actually don't know the law, right, and putting our kids in danger. I just want to bring up something because about 2 years ago, I brought to this board a company that would install AI. You're fully aware of AI devices to our buses, and they would give tickets to people automatically. First, it was going to come as a warning because it was something new, and then they would be issuing tickets, and some of that money would be coming back to our schools, right? And that kind of got shot down. The legislation didn't pass, but I hope this board will think about this in upcoming years, look into that program, see what we can do to make our buses safer. And our kids.
Thank you. Any of my other colleagues want to share today? No? Okay. I will entertain a motion. Roll call, please. I'm sorry, student preferential vote.
Aye. Member Kayada?
Aye.
Member Jean?
Aye.
Member Phillips?
Aye.
Member Pritchett? Aye. Member Rhodes?
Aye.
Member Singh?
Aye.
Member Villa?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you much. Item 9.2, Resolution 3455, recognition of Filipino American History Month. Mr. Singh, it's yours.
It's my turn. All right. So this is Resolution 3455. We have some folks. If you can ask them to come up, it would be nice while I read it. Thank you. All right. I'll give you guys some time to speak after I read the resolution. So in recognition of October 2024 as Filipino American History Month, I'm just going to point out a couple of really cool tidbits that I know is in the resolution instead of reading it word for word. But the main thing, something that really stands out, is that Filipino American community is the third largest Asian American group in the United States, estimated population of 4.2 million, and Sacramento is home to over 20,000 Filipino Americans. Immigrants from the Philippines and their families have enriched our nation, state, and city through their works and contributions in agriculture, armed forces, engineers, scientists, entrepreneurs, accountants, teachers, lawyers, nurses, doctors, and their participation in public office, civic affairs, and community activities. So it's my honor, and even for this board, for us to recognize the celebration of Filipino American History Month as a testament to the advancement of Filipino Americans, a time to reflect on and remember the many notable contributions of the community, and to renew our efforts and strengthen our efforts towards research and examination of history and culture to provide an opportunity for all people in the United States to learn more about the Filipino American community and also create a better holistic space for our Filipino American students here in Sac City Unified. So with that, I want to recognize that we're going to be presenting a certificate of recognition to the Philippine National Day Association. And I don't have much. I'd rather hear from you all about what the organization does, and would love to hear some words from you all.
Yes, thank you. My name is Greg Garcia. I am the board president for Philippine National Day Association. Our mission is to build an empowered Filipino community, and we do that through leadership development, music, art, and culture. As you know, representation is important in our community, and events like Filipino American History Month are important in terms of representation, and especially for our young people as they find their way through school and through society. A lot of us don't feel like we belong, and Filipino American History Month is one of the things that I know a lot of people look forward to in our community, so we appreciate that.
I'll speak. Thank you to the board for this recognition. It means a lot. October is Filipino American History Month, and it's always a marathon for the Filipino community. I want to say, hopefully, this is my last event, but it's really an honor. And it's an honor as someone who served on the Philippine National Day Association's board for almost 10 years. I no longer serve on that board, but this organization is it's over 30 years old. It was founded by our elders here in the Sacramento area to empower in a full circle fashion our youth through scholarship programs, leadership development, and just recently a mentorship program. Filipinos are the largest Asian population here in Sacramento and in Elk Grove, where I'm from. So our student population, particularly in Sacramento Unified, is large, and so to have mentorship and to have investments in them is really important. And so the work that the Philippine National Day Association does, investing in our young people so that they can become leaders, we're all products of the program ourselves. I was a scholarship recipient, is really important. And I know they're part of the school district too. So thank you again for this recognition and for honoring Filipino American History Month.
Thank you. Anyone want to share? Yes, yes. So we're going to come down and take some pictures. Yeah, actually, we probably should do that.
I'll move.
No.
No?
Did we pull public comment on this?
We do not.
Okay, I feel better now. Okay. So I don't see any buttons hit. So I heard Mr. Singh did move, and who was seconding it? Oh, I heard them all over the place. Student preferential vote, please.
Aye. Member Kayada?
Aye.
Member Jean?
Aye.
Member Phillips?
Aye.
Member Pritchett? Member Rhodes?
Aye.
Member Singh?
Aye.
Member Villa?
Aye.
So moved.
I spoke about it. I forgot about talking about
message.
Oh.
I'm actually another agenda item. Yeah, my school.
Media in the city of Sacramento, killing it always.
My school's up for official renewal.
Can I
How you doing?
We're gonna stand
in the front. Okay.
You got the future.
Okay, you guys are like right up here. See this?
Francine.
Right in the middle.
Are we going to be able to get this picture? Can you send it to me? Okay, because I don't have a phone.
I'll make Al send it to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, bro. See you soon. Yep. All right, thank you.
Y'all ready?
We are ready.
Item 9.3, Culture and Climate Framework. Floor is y'all's.
Thank you. We are excited. We're happy to be here. Good evening, all. I'm Erin Findley, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, and I'm here this evening with Danny Roletti, our Director of Professional Learning for Culture and Climate, and we are here to share Sac City's comprehensive approach to culture and climate anchored in anti-bias, anti-racist, trauma-informed principles and practices. To begin, I want to pause on our core value and guiding principle, which are of particular note for this presentation. The recognition that our system is inequitable by design is what drives our department to critically examine our practices through an anti-racist, anti-bias lens and tirelessly work to interrupt inequities through our curricular, instructional, and professional learning policies and practices. Our purpose this evening is threefold. We are sharing why we are shifting away from the focus on social emotional learning alone to a more holistic approach to culture and climate, introducing you to our SCUSD culture and climate framework, and building your awareness of the resources we have to support staff as we strive to provide our students with the culturally and linguistically sustaining, inclusive learning environments they need and deserve. Given that we serve nearly 40,000 children every year, anchoring our decision-making in sound, scientific research of evidence-based practices is a must. We've linked this article, a research study about educator perceptions of social-emotional learning, in the presentation for your reference, and want to highlight a few statements that make up the underpinnings of our framework. Specifically, this research shows that SEL alone does not address the repair needed in our schools and communities if we are not also centering healing, racial and social justice, and a commitment to dismantling white supremacy in our system. Further, the research shows us that SEL has tremendous transformational potential if, and only if, it is infused with an ideology and practice of humanization, healing, social justice, and identity affirmation, and if approached with the goal of collective liberation. And we must pay attention to our socio-political racial contexts and work to eradicate the inequities that our students experience and navigate daily inside and outside of our schools. Leaning into the scientific research that SEL alone is not enough, we want to draw your attention to a few data points that you've seen before, but put them into the context of an expanded understanding of culture and climate. The disproportionate outcomes we continue to see for our African American students, our American Indian students, our emergent bilingual students, our students with disabilities, our foster and homeless youth across all major indicators, college and career readiness here, academic achievement, and culture and climate, tell us the same thing. If we truly want to disrupt these disproportionate outcomes, we must do things disproportionately differently. We must not just pay attention to our socio-political and racial contexts, but also center healing, racial and social justice, commit to dismantling white supremacy, and work to eradicate the inequities that our students experience and navigate daily. A final piece of context this evening is the Black Parallel School Board Action Plan that was finalized this fall, which lays out numerous directives and actions that call for us to examine, disrupt, and correct practices that continue to marginalize our Black students and Black students with disabilities. Over the last 3 years, we began to expand into a more comprehensive approach, bringing in expertise. Oops, I missed a slide. My apologies. This research, our student outcomes, our student voices, the BPSB action plan, and other external analyses of our system tell us that our prior focus on just social emotional learning as a transformative lever was not resonating or resulting in inclusive environments for our most marginalized students. As we dove into the research around evidence-based practices in the field of curriculum and culture and climate, we learned that in order to change our system, we had to expand our work beyond social emotional learning, and so we did.
Over the last 3 years, we began to expand into a more comprehensive approach, bringing in expertise in the fields of transformative SEL, social justice, compassionate dialogue, de-biasing practices, and trauma-informed principles. It got messy, as all good work typically does, and so last year, our team began the work of integrating all of these clearly connected but separate bodies of work into one comprehensive framework. We do not have all of the answers in culture and climate, and certainly shifting away from SEL to this comprehensive approach alone does not change outcomes for our students. That transformation lies in the mindsets and practices of our educators, which includes every single one of us employed by this district. But we do believe that anchoring our culture and climate work in anti-bias, anti-racist, trauma-informed principles is a first step toward going beyond paying attention to our socio-political context and actually doing something about it.
Thank you, Erin. So good evening, everyone. I'm Danny Roletti, Director of Professional Learning for Culture and Climate, and I'm honored to be here this evening and continue with the presentation. Displayed here is the graphic for our Culture and Climate Framework. It states that our Culture and Climate Framework aims to disrupt disproportionate student experiences and outcomes by fostering inclusive learning environments for our young people and adults. By examining our policies and practices through an anti-bias, anti-racist, trauma-informed lens, and committing to culturally and linguistically responsive sustaining pedagogy and utilizing evidence-based standards, strategies, and tools, we strive to ensure that our educational practices promote equity and reflect the diverse cultural and linguistic backgrounds of our young people and adults. Our framework is made up of 3 pillars: knowledge and love of self, solidarity, and collective determination. These pillars are sustained and reinforced by social justice standards, compassionate dialogue, RIR, trauma-informed principles and practices, and transformational SEL. And as Erin mentioned earlier, and as reflected in this graphic, the core of our framework is to prioritize humanity, healing, liberation, and social justice for our most marginalized students and school communities. We approach this work through an anti-bias, anti-racist, trauma-informed lens. The progression of the pillar themes is designed to build upon an understanding of self and self-heritage, fostering the development of community and shared accountability, and ultimately leading to a commitment to collective action and communal transformation for all. We are enthusiastic and committed to taking this framework off the page and into schools. So this is how we are transforming the commitments outlined on the website and into concrete actions. And this is just the beginning. First, 3 times this year, we will gather and analyze feedback from our youth through the Student Voice Survey, Kelvin. This feedback will help us to assess the impact of the resources provided in connection with the Student Voice Survey. Additionally, we will offer universal supports aligned with our 5 high-leverage trauma-informed practices, along with monthly resources that include lessons and strategies consistent with the framework. For site leaders, we will conduct monthly professional learning sessions to deepen their conceptual understanding of the pedagogies and practices associated with the framework. These sessions will also include a study of the Liberate book. Finally, we will provide optional professional learning opportunities for certificated staff. In September, we conducted the first of 3 student voice surveys for the school year. This Culture and Climate Common Assessment initially focused on 4 key dimensions. Last year, we expanded it to include feedback from students on the high-leverage trauma-informed practices. During the initial survey for this school year, we achieved a 68% participation rate amongst our primary grade students, 3rd through 6th, and 52% participation rate amongst our secondary grade students, 7th through 12th. I would like to highlight that across both segments, students expressed an overall favorability rate of 83%. Additionally, it is important to note that nearly 17,000 students from 3rd through 12th grade provided their insights on the culture and climate of our campuses. It is now our duty and responsibility to act on this feedback and foster collective efficacy and agency with our youth to drive improved outcomes when the next survey administration takes place in December. I would like to present an example visual overview of a district-wide results for our 7th through 12th grade students. This heat map displays favorability scores by dimension from the survey and student groups. Notably, high leverage practices such as predictability and gratitude exceed the 85% favorability mark, reflecting areas of strength. However, there are areas for improvement in self-regulation, which is, I've been taught strategies for coping when things get hard, and emotional regulation, which is when something happens, I can name what I am feeling. Additionally, the data reveals race-based disparities that warrant our immediate attention. At last week's site leader meeting, we conducted a professional learning session guiding principals through the process of analyzing their site-specific student voice data. Principals identified key focus areas for improvement and developed action plans with the goal of improving student experiences and showing our kids that we are listening and valuing their voices when they take these surveys. And just earlier, as I mentioned earlier, site leaders were encouraged to focus on areas where they can build collective efficacy. District staff have access to this Tier 1 high leverage trauma-informed practices slide deck, which outlines the rationale, implementation, and strategies for each identified practice there. Leveraging the diverse expertise of the Culture and Climate team, we offer strategies that address the needs of students from PK through 12th grade. It also provides foundational information on the why for trauma-informed work. In previous years, we provided weekly slide decks to the system. With the introduction of our new framework, we recognize the need to adjust our approach. Now, the Culture and Climate team offers curated, vetted resources on a monthly basis. We will now guide you on how to access and utilize these documents. Aaron's going to help out. So the first step is to visit the website for the Curriculum and Instruction and Multilingual Literacy departments. There you will find the Culture and Climate icon depicted as a fist and heart. Clicking on this icon will direct you to the Culture and Climate landing page. Upon scrolling down slightly, you will see 4 buttons. The monthly resource button leads to segment grade bands. Let us select the 6th through 8th grade segment and choose November. There will be a downloadable button where you can now have this as a Canva doc. At the top of this November doc, you will see the pillar of knowledge and love of self, along with its definition. For November, the sub-theme of knowledge and love of self is finding our place in society, which focuses on understanding our role within the community. This theme is further divided into 4 categories, each with specific learning intentions: recognizing community strengths, did I mess up here? Understanding the impact of trauma and stress, connecting emotions to responses, and recognizing body and emotions. For each of the categories I just mentioned, there are 2 resources that are student-facing that teachers can use with students. Let's please click on Aaron, Emotions and Conflict. Okay, there we go. Good, thank you. So as you can see, this takes the teachers to a vetted website that provides teachers with a user-friendly, accessible resource that they can then use and easily adapt to meet their needs that addresses that specific learning intention for the theme. If we could now go back to the Canva doc, Aaron, thank you. Also, we also recognize that adults need to do this work as well. So for each student learning intention, we provide 3 adult resources that they can do on their own for their own reflection and growth. So if you click, Aaron, thank you, on Disability Language Guide, this is now a toolkit, a resource for adults to understand the appropriate language to use when we're speaking with and about our disability community. Thank you, Aaron. So that's how it looks on the website and for accessibility for staff. So thank you, Aaron, again for your support with that. You may have noticed that we also offer Liberate resources on the Culture and Climate landing page. These resources were provided to us by the author, Dr. Michelle Cedrina Pledger. And as previously stated, we are guiding site leaders through a book study to have them consider the implications of Dr. Pledger's work with their leadership, and also providing them with the necessary resources to take their staff through a book study of their own. Before we conclude, we invite you to consider some calls to action. Access and directions to the student voice survey data for each of your sites will be available soon. We encourage you during your site visits to engage with site leaders about their action plans aimed at improving student experiences as reflected in the survey. Additionally, inquire with staff about how they are utilizing the Culture and Climate monthly resources. You all have received a copy of Liberate, and if you have not done so yet, we encourage you to explore it, as it is a quick and accessible read. Please take time to review the adult links and monthly resources, using them to enhance your own knowledge and practices. And before we transition into the Q&A session, I would like to revisit the purpose stated at the beginning. And in the spirit of Board President Phillips, I would like to end by addressing the elephant in the room. Dr. Patrick Kamanjian, a professor of teacher education at the University of San Francisco, poses the following two questions. Are we teaching individual students to manage their emotions and behaviors simply for the sake of upward mobility, thereby perpetuating the alienation of dispossessed and historically subjugated peoples through an erasure of social resistance? Or are we teaching students to recognize and reclaim their emotions and relationships as fuel for political inquiry, radical healing, and social transformation? These questions encapsulate the essence of our Culture and Climate framework and demand that we take action to center healing, racial, and social justice, and commit to dismantling practices that perpetuate continued harm and oppression. Thank you. Questions?
Thank you. First and foremost, do we have any public comment?
We do not.
That's too bad. Colleagues.
Hang on. Mr. President, I stand corrected. Elia Basson did sign up on this one.
All right. Mr. B, it's all yours.
Thank you, everyone, for your time again. I'm going to start with an item I'd like to add to the call of action. I would like there to be a emergency response team of people who have better skills than I do. And I know there are people who have these skills who can work on individual cases with the repair and healing parts. And then my longer part of getting to there is I've been a parent observer at the site council for our neighborhood school for a number of years now, and I've volunteered and tried to have as much time as I could do on the school on campus. And last week I was volunteering there. Through following all that, we've been going through the Kelvin studies, and the staff have been following that and doing all of this wonderful work. I'm really in support of everything that's happening here, and I'm so glad we're doing this, and I wish we didn't have to do this after my entire lifetime, but you all know that. So we've talked about words, and a lot of things that happened through the staff's investigation happened during recess and lunchtime when there's less adult ratios. And while I was volunteering on campus, one student very directly, a third grader, and right now we're just barely into third grade, and the third grader very directly said that they are going to be racist, and then did the things that they've been working for over a year and teaching the kids not to be doing, and was certainly directly racist to another student. And as you know, that couldn't be a lifetime of trauma. And it's our principal, as you know, has hundreds of students, and the teachers have 30-ish students. And there are, this whole presentation is beautiful for all the students, but there's certainly some misinformed people. And it'd be great. When I was there, I was like, if we could have an emergency team come and do a repair activity with this exact incident, that'd be valuable. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Chu Griffith?
Yes. First off, I'd just like to thank you both for the presentation and the development of this curriculum with so much thought behind it. My school today had anti-bias training for our equity team, which is a combination of like students, teachers, and administration, and we received training in the RIR protocol and compassionate dialogue. I'd love to see this like practice kind of expanded to other school sites and see more students receiving training that they can help to kind of disperse amongst their student bodies. I also have some questions just about the presentation. I know for my school site, the equity team, which had students on it at the time, was able to analyze our Calvin survey data, meaning that like students were able to directly give inputs on the findings that came from that data. And I was wondering if this was like standard place at other school sites, or if you know if any other school sites are also having students actively review Calvin survey data.
In particular with their students?
Yes.
I don't know off the top of my head. Okay. That may be a varied practice in terms of site leaders taking the data, consuming it, and working it with the community stakeholders. But I don't know to what extent it's out there is that other schools such as West Campus are working it with their students.
Okay. I think that's one recommendation I would have moving forward is maybe encouraging site administration to get student input and perspectives on like site-specific survey data and how to correct that. Also on the Calvin survey, I think I've like heard a lot of, I guess, negative outlook from students about the Calvin survey who like don't enjoy taking it. And I think another approach, I'm not saying we need to completely replace the Calvin survey, but I think one issue with it is it's a very long set of multiple choice questions, and I was wondering if perhaps we could issue some kind of additional survey to get more qualitative data rather than like quantitative data, whether that be something like a inbox or like open form where students can make suggestions specifically about culture and climate on their school sites rather than having these like very like specific responses they can give, being able to give more detail. And then one final thing on the monthly professional learning for staff, I was curious, is this done by like site administration, by SUSD staff, or like an outside group?
Meaning the creators of the resources of the documents?
Yes, I think it was it was stated like, it's on page 13. Yeah, monthly professional learning for site leaders, the build conceptual understanding of pedagogies and practices, that bullet point.
It's the site leader part.
Okay.
Who's doing that?
Yeah, so who's doing that, the site leader? That would be myself and Aaron.
Our culture climate team.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any of my other colleagues want to share? Mr. Kayada?
So I thank you for showing us through the website. I think that was really nice to see what our public portal is, not just this PowerPoint that someone who doesn't follow board meetings might not see. I really want to just give a big shout out to something I noticed there. Mr. Milletti, your name is front and center, prominent, and I love that because that's saying, this is the person, this is where the buck stops, contact me and I'll get this for you. And I know that you return your emails. So I think that what we just saw there on that website, that's model behavior for the whole district. We need a single point of contact if you got an issue and someone who gets things done. So I really, really appreciate that. In terms of, in line with what the student board member mentioned about the Calvin survey, I think we need to make sure that I know you're already doing this, but really double down on making sure that our sites understand how to interpret this data and how to use it in a meaningful way to improve their school. In particular, I'm looking at making sure that school site councils understand this, that they're walked through it. And maybe it even means the two of you or your staff, going and talking to school site councils, because you see it'll end up in the report they submit to the district is, oh, here was our Kelvin data, and this is, a concern. And some of the detail we have is really lacking, right, from site to site. And I think that's not because the sites don't care, it's because they need the tools to understand what to do with it. In terms of supporting staff, and this actually is kind of in line with what the public comment just mentioned, to make sure that we really prepare people how to understand what they're doing when they're in this space. Look at restorative justice practices, for example, for discipline. A very well-meaning staff member may think that they're doing it. They're trying to do the right thing. They're trying to meet these kids' needs where they are. But when you're in this complicated territory, you can end up going wrong really easily. It concerns me that if we just put the initiative out there, like, okay, let's do this, but then people don't have the tools, we could do harm. So I want to make sure. And then finally, just, in the same sense that we're offering training for our staff, this board, I've been on it 2 years, and we have not yet had training on anti-bias, anti-racism, restorative practices. We need to put our time, and I'm repeating stuff that has been said here before, but we need to do this and send the message that this is something that's critical to the district, not just to say these things, but to understand them. I'll commit a whole Saturday to this and many more. So again, thank you very much, and keep up the good work.
Nothing warms my heart more than to see Humphrey up there representing what he is supposed to represent. Humphrey aside, that dear little book called Liberate needs to be attached to every Humphrey that goes to anyone. So I've been reading this, and it's fire. And I think it's written in such a way that you don't have to dig to understand what it means unless you are, of course, being intentional and not knowing what you need to know. So everything that everything here makes sense to help our students, but helping the grown-ups that help our students is, again, where we need to start. From the top down, and I know I'm not the only person to say it, but recognize, interrupt. How many times have we talked about the RIR? We had straight training on that, and we didn't get far enough to actually really dig into what the difficult part of it was. And I'm really hoping, obviously I'm not gonna be here next term, but I really want those of you that are here to put your foot in the anti-bias and anti-racism training. And I'm not concerned about whether you want to be nice about delivering that, but as a person who frequently, even here in this professional, semi-professional role as a board member, board president, to experience it frequently and not have the collective view of how to use RIR, I still get harmed. And I know there are other people out there who are being harmed by this too. So making sure that everyone understands that the principles you can apply to not hurt people, really, they're in here. And so, what I'm gonna be watching when I leave here, I'm gonna be paying attention to this because this makes so much sense to it, and I almost want to throw Kwanzaa principles and stuff at it. So it's in here. So I really just absolutely love what this is, and I appreciate the work that you guys have put into this. But thank you for bringing Humphrey up here because he really does serve a purpose because this is very difficult to do. And I'll say no more, no tears today, Grace, but it's just really good that you understood what that means and what that's supposed to stand for and what it's going to have to continue to stand for. So regardless of whether there's going to be any Black women on this board, that needs to continue. So I will move on. Mr. Rhodes.
Thank you. The presentation was great, and the work that you guys are doing, and it shows that we've come a long way, and we still have a long way to go. And I think that this speaks to that continued movement down the path, and I'm glad we're walking that path together. And you had a call to action to visit sites and talk to the leadership around the surveys and what's happening on the site. What I would like to do, personally, Ms. Roletti, is to visit a couple of sites in my area with you, and kind of go around and talk with folks. I think that would be beneficial, not only as a board member, but to the communities that we service in the site as well. So we can set up an opportunity to get that on the calendar. I would love to do that with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jean.
Really, really appreciate this. I appreciate the big, far-reaching thought. SEL has been so the focus, and it is such a small part of all that culture and climate needs to be. And something I've been saying as a teacher is if you haven't been in the classroom since 2019, you really don't know what the classroom's like right now, what students need, and how the pandemic, and we say COVID-19, but really it was the choices of adults and huge systems in response to it, and how that has drastically impacted our kiddos. And I really appreciate the so many layers and deliberateness of this approach to be able to start empowering those of us in the classrooms, on school campuses, in cafeterias, in offices, in school buses, to be able to say, how do we do better by our kiddos, and giving us resources to be able to do that. The questions I have are just, how do we roll this out effectively for systemic change? The number one thing we're gonna need is time. And that's one of those resources that just feels so not there. I really appreciated the student voice of, it's a long survey. And I know that in terms of accurate research, the length of those surveys can be significant, but asking our students to do that even once a year, let alone 2 or 3 or 4 times a year, is a lot. We need to create space for the students to be able to do that, but then asking which classes and what spaces is that going to come from is a lot. Giving our staff time to look at that data and to be able to reflect on their own practices. Thinking through, these resources are incredible. This is a huge starting point, but how do I as an educator take the time, make the time to go find those resources, et cetera, right? Like I'm really tired, so I'm gonna stop rambling. The number one question I had for you, I mean, really, and thank you, you guys immediately took notes, like the systemic change. I am excited about this. This is an amazing start, and I'm with you on the journey of how we unroll this and support everybody in this. What is the vetting process for the resources? Like, what is our system for that?
So I need to give kudos and shout out to the culture and climate team that consists of myself and 4 training specialists, phenomenal ladies that we have in our system. And we have a really strict weekly cycle. So we just finished November. That's now on the website. We're trying to get it a month or at least a week or 2 in advance of the next month. And then as we look into December, what we do is we have like a think tank, like a master huge whiteboard of just each grade band, TK through 2. We will then, we identified like 15 to 20 different websites that we feel are reputable sources for us to pull resources from. We just all separately just plug in different resources. So our list again gets to be like 7 to 10 ideas. And then we do that for each grade band. And then we come back a couple of days later and vet the resources collectively. And we look at each one and then have discussion about, nope, this doesn't meet the cut. So then we do like a adopt, adapt, or abandon type process until we whittle it down to 2 resources for each grade band for each learning intention. So it's kind of a really strict timeline and I really appreciate the team because they grind 2 days a week, like literally like almost 8 to 3 every of those days, just doing that process.
Mm-hmm. I'll just add a little piece to that in terms of the vetting criteria. It goes through the culture climate framework, right? So does it meet the expectations around anti-bias, anti-racist, trauma-informed lens? Does it meet the expectations around transformative SEL, trauma-informed principles and practices, compassionate dialogue, and is it fulfilling those social justice standards? And so those are all, when we talk about how those pillars are supported by those 4 pieces, that is how we vet those resources, is to ensure that they're fulfilling that promise, that we've gone through that.
My last question was, who is doing all this work? So thank you for letting us know who that team is, and a huge shout out to them. And yeah, thank you for their skill set and making this happen.
Share them by name.
Yes.
So we have Manisha Sims, Julie Delagua, Kendra Asbury, and Candace Evans, along with Danny, who are spending a great deal of time doing that. So just feel like we need to give them some love tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Is there a mechanism, like, I trust their expertise because I can see the deliberateness here. But how do we connect communication from like folks that are in the classroom or on campuses and seeing things happen to be able to say, hey, we could use resources on this issue or this topic?
So there is on the Culture Climate website, on that page, there is a feedback link directly that is monitored by the team.
Awesome.
And the questions on that specifically ask for how user-friendly is this? How user-friendly is the website? Are you using the resources? What more do you need? And so while we'd like to get more responses, when we communicate out, we reaffirm and push people towards that feedback form.
Yeah, so I'll just quickly share that I think tomorrow the November resources will be pushed out via communications channels, and in it Danny has written responses to feedback that was given on the website. So in response to your feedback, we have XYZ. And so when that communication goes out, folks are seeing that we're paying attention to that in the hopes that they'll give us more.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. No more board members want to speak, so I'd like to move this. I'd like to entertain a second.
We don't have a information.
Oh, sorry, information only.
Informational.
Sorry.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
We appreciate it.
yeah, that was for school bus safety. We did already do that. My bad. Okay. This is what racial stress does to people. I know my mic is on. Item 9.4, student outcomes data aligned to LCAP. Dr. Stagnaro, it's all yours, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, President Phillips, Superintendent Allen, trustees. I'm Dr. Wayne Stagnaro. I am the new-ish Director of Strategy and Innovation. I joined Sac City in April, so it's a pleasure to be with you here tonight, meet you all, and have the opportunity to talk about some of our student data from last spring. There we go. All of our work is done, of course, underneath our core value and our guiding principle. And here are some acronyms that you may see in the presentation or hear me throughout as we discuss the slides, just to kind of have that information available to you. Oh, there we go. All right. Sorry about that. So I kind of jumped over there. There we go. So we're going to look first at our math SBAC scores from the spring. This is our dashboard. We refer to it as our database decision-making dashboard, which is a platform within our Illuminate assessment system. We refer to it as DBDM for short. It just threw me off that Mary's sitting up there. I think that. We're going to dive a little deeper into these math slides because as we go through the rest of the presentation, the ELA slides, the LPAC slides, will have this same kind of format to it. For 2024, we can see that we tested nearly 20,000 students, 19,727 across that first line right there. Of those students, 29.4% scored a 3 or a 4 on the math assessment. We can see that by the blue bar there to the right of that. We also have 70.6% of the students scored a 1 or a 2. We can look a little bit deeper into that as we go to the right, and so that 29.4% is made up of the 14.3% that you see underneath achievement level or performance level 4, and then the 15.1% that you see underneath achievement level 3. You also see 22.6% of the students scored at performance level 2, and then 48.1% of the students scored at performance level 1. We also get a little bit of annual trend analysis that we can do a little bit here. Like if we look at just the green column on the performance level 4, we can see that 3 years ago, students we had 12.2% of the students that scored at level 4. 2 years ago, we had 13.6, and then last year we had 14.3. So we see those numbers going up, which is good. Conversely, when we look at the other side of the equation, we see 49.8 in the purple column, 48.5, and then 48.1 which is, numbers are getting smaller at the lower end, which is always a good thing. Here we're looking at, this slide represents how our students of different races and ethnicities performed on the math assessment. We have maintained that color coding of the green, yellow, purple, red, and purple in hopes that it's consistent and easier to read. We also included asterisks to indicate those students that are part of our focus groups for the LCAP, and this will also be throughout the slides. In the blue section, we get to see how each of those subgroups performed on what percentage of those subgroups scored a 3 or a 4 on last year's math assessment. And then that last table to the far right talks about what those subgroups percentages were for the year of 22-23. It also includes the difference between those 2 years. Overall, you can see on that far column that most of our groups stayed relatively consistent, but we do see some groups that performed higher than our district average being that 29%. We also see that our American Indian, Alaskan Native, Black, or African American students and our Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islanders scored below that 29%. Whoa. There we go. This slide contains the same information, again, the same coding, again, the same asterisks, so that way we're indicating what groups are part of our focus groups. On the left, we've got our economically disadvantaged, our students that receive special ed services, our English learners, our foster and our homeless youth. Again, as we look to the middle, we can see what percentage of those subgroups performed at a 3 or a 4 on this last math assessment. The white table to the far right shows how they performed in 22-23, as well as the difference between those scores. Overall, again, scores are pretty consistent, but we do see some positive growth with our economically disadvantaged and our special ed students. This slide contains a little different look at how those students score. This one talks about the distance from MET, where the students scored in relationship to meeting the standard. And so every grade level, every subject area has their own minimum score to achieve meeting the standard. So if we use kind of my hand as that example, a student that scored a 3 or a 4, they could get a higher score this past year, and so the 3 could move a higher 3 or a 4. Those students are progressing away from that minimum score, so they're improving. The same thing happens on the other end of the scale, though. Students that got a 1 or a 2 could move closer, decreasing that distance from the minimum score, and so all of those things would be positive, and all of those things would indicate that they improved that distance from MET. The reverse of that is true. Obviously, with our minimum score, students that score a 3 or a 4 could perform lower, getting closer to that minimum score, and then the students that scored a 1 or a 2 could score less than that and move away from that score as well. So we kind of see them for the different ethnicities and races here. This next slide shows for those 5 student programs and how it is that they scored for that. Jumping ahead to ELA, again, same layout. This is our DBDM dashboard for ELA. You can see that we tested nearly 20,000 students, 19,530. Of those tested, 38.9 scored a 3 or a 4. 16.7 at performance level 4 and 22.2 at performance level 3. That's indicated on the chart in the green and the yellow. Typically, we have 5 years of data here. You can see the zeros for 2021. Because of the pandemic, we only have 3 years available here. Looking again now at keeping that same coding as far as the coloring, the asterisks to indicate our LCAP focus groups. We can see how many students roughly show up in each of those performance levels. As we look at the blue area, we can see that 39% of our students scored 3 or 4. And then for each of the subgroups, we can compare to the column in white to see how it is that they did compared to 22-23. Overall, again, the scores are relatively consistent, a little bit of movement here or there, but we do see some groups that have scored higher than the district average. We also see again that our American Indian, our Alaska Natives, Black or African American students, Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander groups scored below that. You can actually see that the Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander group decreased more than any other group. And so you may be thinking like, how come they're not a part of our focus groups? I thought that, and so I had to go ask. What I learned was that when we were rewriting the LCAP, that the Pacific Islander group was not included on the California dashboard of state priorities for any of our sites or for our district as a whole, and so that's why it was not included in there. There we go. And again, same information here. This is for our 5 student populations, student programs of economically disadvantaged, special ed, ELs, foster youth, and homeless youth. And we can see that we have, again, relatively minor movement, but if we look at our foster and homeless students, we actually do see some positive growth there. I do want to point out that if we look at the number of students that are included in those groups, it's smaller than our other populations, and so smaller sample population, minor gains and losses are magnified with that. Again, we're looking here at our distance from MET. Again, with that analogy with my hands, as far as kids that are moving closer, kids that are progressing away from that minimum score or towards that minimum score would be in our improved category, and then those ones that have lower scores would show up in that red column to the far right that didn't improve. There we go. Come on, there we go. LPAC is our English language proficiency exam. Why? You guys would totally not believe that my former job was like instructional technology, because man, is it struggling tonight. So for 2024, you can see that we tested nearly 8,000 students. Of those tested, 38.9% scored a 3 or a 4. We can see again across there that 11.8 scored a 4, 27.1 scored a 3, and so on. Here you do get an idea about, we have that 5 years worth of data available to us. This again is our distance from MET, and so we see our race and ethnicities and how students scored. We actually see our Black and African American group grew by 8 percentage points, while our Hispanic students had a loss of 5 points. You may wonder why we would see Black or African American or white students on our English language proficiency. This is completely determined by the home language survey that our parents fill out at the time that they register our students. And so students sometimes take an initial exam, and then that's the last that they're shown in the program. Again, here are our 5 student programs, and we can see how it is that they worked. We see really, kind of large numbers of decline for foster and homeless youth. Again, that's sort of like the big gains that we saw with ELA. Small populations, little bit of movement, and it makes a big difference. I wanted to bring up the CAST for you tonight. This is the science assessment, and we've been testing science in California for about 10 years, but there are going to be some changes going forward for this immediate year and then for the following year. This year, for the first time, our science data will appear on all of our state dashboards for Sac City. Next year, we'll be expected to hit the same 95% participation rate on CAST, the science exam that we already have that requirement for ELA and math. Science exam is tested at grades 5, 8, and 12. And so having the conversation with you here, and then also bringing it to our site leaders and our teachers as part of some conversations this year. Graduation rates. Here we have a 6-year snapshot of our graduation rates with the COVID pandemic and shutdown in the middle. We can see that there's a sharp decrease in 22-23 following the pandemic, and that last year we're starting again on the upcline to get back to near pre-pandemic rates. Here we actually see all of our ethnicities and races as well as our student populations here. You can see Sac City there in the middle and the 3 years of data as far as graduation rates. The green line indicates where the graduation rates for Sac City last year. And you can see that all our LCAP focus groups are below that line with the exception of American Indian and Alaskan Native. We shared this information for you intentionally. This is the same information that we are sharing with our sites and our counselors. And instead of looking at just simply, how did a particular school do as far as graduation rate, we're actually looking with intentionality as to how did each of these groups do, so that way we can make sure that we're providing the appropriate instruction and supports for those students to increase these scores. And then finally, just to wrap, our A through G rates. Again, this is a 6-year picture, pandemic being in the middle. You can see that we don't have that sharp decrease that we had in the graduation rates, and that things are pretty consistent throughout the 6 years. And then finally, we've got that last slide here. Again, SCUSD in the middle, the green line indicating how we did last year, and then the comparison of the different ethnicities and student groups and programs to see how they're doing. I thank you for your time. I appreciate the opportunity to share this data with you. I'm available to answer any questions. I have my backup. I think they're there. There they are. I have my backup behind me just in case you ask me a question that I haven't encountered and I don't know from my 6 months being here within Sac City. And so I appreciate the time tonight.
Thank you. Do we have any public comment?
We do have Terrence Gladney.
All yours, sir.
Good evening. The one reason I came here tonight was because I saw this on the agenda, and we recently had an LCAP PAC meeting, and there was no mention of this. But now looking at the presentation, I asked the same question I presented in our LCAP PAC. How are we talking about anything LCAP or LCFF related, and there's nothing about dollars? We're talking about student outcomes, investments, but that's not reflected here. These are numbers that we can overlay over any of the past decade or beyond, and they're going to look very similar. So it's not about the percentage or where our students are existing, but what are the investments that we're making, and are they actually effective? Like when I read this item, if I were a community member or parent, anyone that was new to this space, I would expect to see something about actions and strategies. And we're just reiterating what's on the dashboard, which anybody can read at home. So literally I came here tonight for nothing other than to be able to have this conversation with you all. I don't think that that's an efficient use of my time. I don't think that this presentation is efficient use of your time. There are hundreds of millions of dollars that we invest in student outcomes, hundreds of million dollars we get specifically to improve specifically the outcomes for underserved or non-served students. Where is that in this presentation? And if you guys aren't asking for that in every presentation that you have, how do we ever change this system? You guys talk about systems are built and designed a certain way. This is an omission of information specific, and it's misleading information to say this LCAP. We have the LCAP director sitting in the audience not offering valuable information to you guys or to us as a PAC. How do we move forward and meet the statutory requirement that we are put in place for as community members representing each one of you, and we still do have vacancies? How do we change the climate and culture of our district if we don't talk about dollars and whether or not our investments mean something? Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Gladney. Colleagues? Mr. Rhodes?
So I think that was a great segue. That's my only question I actually had, that I had here is, for the groups that are impacted here and the numbers we're seeing, what are the supports and that we're directly giving to those groups, and how are we working to change some of the outcomes?
And so the presentation tonight was obviously just the data. The hows and the strategies and those things that you're asking about, that actually comes in a couple of different places. It comes in partnership with our curriculum and instruction team, Erin and her folks. So that way, they're working on that as part of our work with our principals and with our teachers throughout the year. It also is part of, as Mr. Gladney mentioned, part of the ongoing monitoring that we're doing and the reporting out in our LCAP committees. So that way we're not just saying these are the groups that we're focusing on, but we are also checking to make sure that we're making progress throughout the year. And I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to add?
And that's a great segue. Good morning, good God. Good evening, board. It's been a long day. So one of the things that we are doing, as Dr. Sagnero indicated, is doing our monthly LCAP meetings, our monthly LCAP PAC meetings. Part of our agreement with the Sacramento County Office of Education, when they approved our LCAP this past summer, where that would be engaged in more intense implementation and monitoring of our actions. And so, for example, in our first PAC meeting in October 7th, we went over graduation rates. We went over our A through G. We went over what we're doing at the 9th grade to improve those. And when we bring information to our PAC and to you, but really to our PAC, we want to make sure that we're not looking at the data just only, but we're also looking at the strategies throughout the year that are impacting those data points. And so this is at the beginning of the school year, so we're in October right now. And so this last PAC meeting, for example, we looked at 9th grade efforts last year. And next PAC meeting, we're going to be looking at our I-rated results. We're going to be looking at our suspension and attendance data and something else off the top of my head. I can't remember what it is. But we have 3 or 4 areas in every PAC meeting. We're looking at different aspects of our goals to not just look at the data points, but also look at the strategies that are impacting those data points.
Thank you for that. I think that's great for the PAC. I guess for me, as a board member, and I'm speaking for myself, the data we have here, I think we're aware of the data that we have here. And I think that what I would like to see, and I guess it's something that maybe we need to agendize to come back to the board, but the strategies and the pathways the district is we're currently working towards, and how we're implementing those, and what it looks like on the ground floor with our students. I think the data is good, but I also want to know, now that we have the data, because we know we're always, we said before, we're data rich, solutions poor.
Yeah.
And so I want to hear solutions as well, as we look at this data, because we're only telling part of the story, and it falls flat for the communities that we want to serve, and that we are all tasked to represent. So that's my only, statement. And I guess as a board, it'll be something that we're looking to agendize in the near future. Thank you.
Mr. Singh?
So I agree with Member Rhodes. I think of course the data, it's actually, it's not good, right? It's just good that you're presenting it, but the data isn't good. And part of it is like the questions that we can ask just based off what we're receiving is very limited, right? I can ask you questions on what's the outlook for 24-25. I can ask you what 2020 to 2021 was, but none of this actually helps us ask the type of questions that are needed for us to say, so what are we doing to fix it, right? I mean, again, I guess we should always say when we're speaking for ourselves, but I am speaking for myself, and having been here 2 years, that means the time I've been here is reflected on this data, and I don't see a shift, right? And that for me, that raises my eyebrows, because I'm thinking we're out here, we're saying we're going to do X, Y, and Z, we're going to create this shift, but we're not seeing it happen. So I think some of this stuff stands out, right? I mean, I know the numbers are short, so we can talk about a data piece. You know, A through G is college readiness, right? This is your ability to enter a UC or a CSU, essentially. When we talk about outcomes, we're looking at foster youth, which might not be a huge number, but we're looking at 0%, right? So that means nobody is prepared for college. That means nobody's prepared to actually enter a space where they can move out of that space where they are a foster student or a foster youth, and they're now going to be a foster adult, which is not a real thing, which means they might just be homeless, right? The other concern I kind of see from this is the disparities are glaring, and they're going to continue to be glaring. And again, I want to clarify, this isn't a reflection on you. You're sharing data, but I do also want to see, like, when we get presentations like this, like there's some sort of metric or something that says, here's what we have done. Anything that's below that green line should have an explanation and should have a goal. Like, what are we actually trying to do? Like, if the green line is just, what our average, or?
It's the district's rate for the past year.
So anything below that, right, it's still a pretty low goal to hit, right? 50% isn't, you know, the greatest number to hit. So I'm agreeing with what Trustee Rhodes is saying. I would love to see what we're doing so that we can actually take action on things of what we can do. We can't take action on data. We can, as a board, cannot say, here's what you're going to do with data next time, because it's just data. So I guess, do you have plans to, you just mentioned a couple of meetings that you're having, do you have plans to present on those specific things that we're asking about in the upcoming 1 to 3 board meetings that we have left for 2024?
So, how can I say this? We are definitely going to follow up with our boss on that with regard to follow-up. But what I can immediately speak to is that what you're looking at, for example, on this slide, is really the heart and soul of our remake of the LCAP. So just about all of these student groups are consisting of the historically underserved students in our district. And when we are doing these monthly share outs, and we need to bring one to the board. I can think of the one we just did at the PAC, might be very good to do for a workshop. But when we are looking at our data points and our actions, we are centering our actions around these students. This is why in our LCAP, we call out specifically these students, because these are the ones that we have not served as well as we need to. And so, it's kind of, I'm trying to say it right. It's not something additional. This is the thing. That's what I'm trying. This is the thing that we are working on. This is the thing.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that, of course, we can try to agendize something, but I'm just wondering if there's already something that's supposed to come to us in the upcoming couple of board meetings that we will get. So we actually, you know, so we don't have to sit up here and start saying, please do this by the next meeting, if it's already coming anyways. That's all.
Ms. Jean?
Standardized tests are incredibly inaccurate and unfair. They don't really measure student progress or learning. Using the data as an educator, thoroughly unhelpful to what I actually need when it comes to data in my classroom, what I actually use. It's really odd being a board member and hearing these presentations. And if I was not in the education profession, I'd have a really hard time going, if this is all I have to look at, how is our system succeeding? I would not know how to process this. This data is not accurate. It's not fair. Standardized tests are, I'm trying to figure out what to say that's actually helpful in this moment. I appreciate that we're bringing in things like A to G rates and graduation rates, because that is looking at something. The challenge being that's only at the secondary level. I understand the use of iReady. I also know how much the iReady testing saps the joy out of students and their learning. This isn't an effective way to do education. The data is not helpful. I don't want more data. not like this. I want data that's actually helpful, and I don't know what that looks like yet. And I'll just go ahead and apologize. I am extremely tired and not filtering or processing. But I wanted to say that in response to both Member Rhodes and Singh, because this isn't, I don't know what we're supposed to do with this as a board member, and I would love to be more creative on working with staff to get us data that's actually giving us snapshots of what's happening in classrooms, understanding of how our students are learning and growing or not, really addressing the racial disparities, but also understanding that standardized testing is a wise pharmacy culture thing, and it's basically measuring what is inside of a culture. So of course these students cannot succeed at it. Like, duh. So I'm excited about seeing if we can maybe find other ways to help this data actually be useful, or other measures and markers that will help us to be able to be more informed about the resources and the allocation and what we do with it. I'll stop there.
Mr. Singh.
A little conversation back and forth. There's a reason I didn't go back to the test results. I just focused on the graduation rates and the A through G, because although I acknowledge that culture and what the system is built on, at the end of the day, they still, if they're trying to get to college, they need to have those A through G requirements met. So that I'm not focusing on the standardized testing, but I do know that that does absolutely stop them from entering college and possibly getting anything done if they haven't even graduated high school. So I agree, I'm not looking for any type of data in that sense, and I don't know what that data looks like either, whether beyond like student questionnaires and how do you feel and stuff, but I really do want to know what we're doing to increase specific, I'll give you an example. I'm not even crazy about graduation rates, A through G rates, right? Let's just focus on this real quick, assuming that kids want to get into college, specifically CSU and UCs, right? That is not what we've been saying. We sit up here and state that it's not about going to college. It's about college is a pathway, but so is career technical education, so is going through community college and other aspects. But if we're prepared, if we can showcase that that preparation is maybe coming from there, so I guess I just threw out a data point. Can you showcase kids who are prepared to get into a community college, right? There are still standards to get to community college. There are still possibly standards to get into a CTE program, right? Is there data there? So we can showcase, okay, you might not be A through G ready, but that's not even something you're trying to get to, because that's not your goal at the moment.
Yeah, let me say one thing before Ms. Espinosa comes. This is not meant to be a comprehensive, what you received tonight. It was high level. Dr. Sagnero mentioned, for example, our database decision-making dashboard. Within that particular tool, we not only have the assessment type information, but we also have the quarterly and the trimester grade markings for all of our students in the district. And so we're able to see, even from our class work, how students are performing, right? Because we realize that too is a very important data point. It is relied on heavily, even for our universities, just like other scores. And so what we're seeing, unfortunately, even in the assessments, is mirrored also in our grades, and we can bring that back as well. And we are capturing that every single grading period and trend analysis for the last 5 years. So we know, for example, what the breakdown is for student scores in our math classes and our English classes. We know what the breakdown is by grade levels over the last 5 years. And that itself could be an entire workshop, if you will. And we did that because we realized what is the data point that every single student in our district gets? They get a grade marking. And so that became a very important data point that we're going to be sharing out more as well. So anyway.
Good evening, everyone. So just a couple of things you just asked, member saying about the community college, for example. The community college doesn't necessarily have an, A through G requirement. Students just simply have to graduate from high school, and there's access to students. In terms of A through G, yes, we are able to quantify the number of students who are applying for our community colleges, for our local colleges and universities. We have data exchange agreements, so we are tracking of the number of students who are on track for A through G, how many of them actually, submitted a college application. So we're tracking across segments. To answer your question about CTE, so there isn't necessarily an admissions requirement to CTE pathways, and as part of this, the college dashboard indicator, one of the metrics, it's obviously a multiple measure calculation, but we do submit to the state the total number of students who complete a CTE like sequence of courses, which is a completer status. So how many completed the concentrator course, how many completed a capstone course, and as a result are completers to the state. So we are also tracking that from a CTE perspective. You know, we presented to you, I think, a couple of times last year about the 9th grade work, because we see that this is an issue and most of our 9th graders fall off track, you know, by the first semester of their freshman year. So, you know, we've made a collective investment in the 9th grade work and really prioritizing that group. And I think in year 2, we are investing a lot of time now in supporting teachers and then capturing even the level of engagement among students by subgroup within those classrooms. So I'm looking forward to coming back in the spring and sharing with you, you know, the impact of that work, because there's a lot of excitement around it, and we have all of our teachers trained now and they're all implementing, and we're working that. So hopefully we'll have some more tangible data as it relates to engaging students in the classroom, and then testing to see if it's actually having, you know, an impact from an academic perspective. So we shared a little bit of that work in the LCAP PAC meeting, and now I'm thinking like, oh gosh, we should have included some of that here. But from an A through G graduation perspective, the counselors are still very much monitoring data by subgroup. We're meeting with them monthly to make sure that there's movement, not just as a school, but by subgroup. And that was a big shift this year. And that includes monthly meetings with our counselors and our APs, and then subsequently our principals. And we'll see, we'll test to see at semester if what the outcomes will be.
Thanks, Mr. Chiara.
So I share Member Jean's many of her concerns with testing and it not representing who our students truly are. But with that said, whether or not these particular data to the number represent what we have, I think we all see when we go out in the community that a lot of our students are being left behind in our district, and we are failing them. And just because we don't have a way to get, 47 versus 49, we need to address this. And the big picture here is that I think a lot of this data, specifically on this slide we're seeing, does represent a lot of our failures. Just getting the data is not going to address that. I share, the sentiment that's in the room. Not that I don't appreciate the data. I think the thing that I've been grappling with for the past 10 minutes, trying to process what you're saying, but also process my own thoughts, is, when Mr. Gladney comes up here, who's on the LCAP PAC, and isn't finding a way for this data to allow them to do their job, or even if we're not talking about test scores, the big picture, right? For better or worse, this board has essentially outsourced a lot of our priority setting with respect to addressing these problems to our LCAP PAC. And if they are not getting the support they need, then we either need to address that and or come back to the board and really find out what our priorities are so that we can provide direction. Because again, like what Member Jean said, she's approaching this from an educator lens. I'm approaching it, I'm not an educator, and I don't know what to do with this because I'm not the expert, you all are the experts. But unless we tell you what we want to be worked on, how are you going to get your job done other than finding the problems and trying to chisel around the edges? I mean, I can tell you what some of my goals are. It's helping out the least of us, the ones who are being failed the most. It's addressing systemic barriers like the racist culture that constantly prevent students from achieving. And it's also allowing all of our students to pursue greatness. That's one of the best things about public education is that you don't have to have rich parents, you don't have to have access. Everyone should have access to whatever they want to do in life coming out of our system, and that's not happening right now. So I guess, that really is just, please ask us for direction. If there's some specific thing that you need to know about what we need to tell you as a board to focus on, that's something that needs to happen. I think this does need to come back as an action item. But again, we've tried, we had multiple workshops with Council of Grand City Schools, facilitation, trying to find our own goals and guardrails, and it's difficult. We need to be kind of guided by staff who can then take the next step, but you also need to hear what we want. So I guess that's a request, maybe to cabinet to see what we can do to get some specific questions so that we can provide the guidance that represents our community priorities here. So you can answer that, but that was more just.
Well, just just an announcement. Our next LCAP PAC meeting is on November 4th, and you're more than welcome to come. We have box lunches. They are free. And to look in and see what we're talking about in terms of the data and the strategies that we are bringing to our PAC.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. To quote Karen Carpenter, we've only just begun. I believe this is a beginning. And I remember a time when we started working with Great City Schools, we had like no data, and the data we had really sucked. And so now we're looking at data, and we can actually look at it and say, maybe there's a little bit more that we need. We all know what the problem is. I think he's back there. His name is Humphrey. So like the information that we need to uplift these students, if we see the data and we're like, okay, we know there's a hole, and then we say there's some stuff in there that might be able to fix it, we as the board are the ones who are, deciding how much money we're gonna spend, deciding what's in our budget. So if we could just line that up in a way that makes sense to probably your lowest brain cell here would be me or a positive teacher who's exhausted. But I think if there's a way to put like a real world, like some way for us to be able to touch what we can do as board members. I think Member Keada was kind of saying it. It's like, if you can bring to us something that will help us be a whole lot more informed about how we're spending the district's money, which is the community's money, that would be helpful. Every time I look at these, I know none of this is surprising, but if we could put a dollar sign, like Mr. Gladney said, on what it is we can do, right? If we have these programs in place and they're not working, how much did we waste? Like, I'd love to know how much money we're putting into it. And then we can look at something else and say, hey, maybe this is more progressive. Maybe this, takes that horrible standardized testing out, something that will allow us to be able to say, now we can kind of see where we can put the district's money. But I hear what all my colleagues are saying. It's a lot. And it's something that it's difficult for us just as kind of lay people, with the exception of a couple folks, to be able to understand this so that we can make those informed decisions. So it'll be good to get an update that kind of aligns with everyone's asks this evening. Not to ask y'all to do more, but So that's how I'm feeling about that. This was an information item. I see no more of my colleagues wanting to pop in. So I appreciate the data, because we do need it and it helps us work, but correct, we need to also look at different ways and also recognize how we are wasting money and how we can spend the money we have better. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say that I come to this position as a former classroom teacher, so I share many of the same concerns and opinions as it relates to, this is kind of a postmortem on what our data looks like. We don't really get into what it is that we're going to do going forward. And for what you just said, President Phillips, I don't want to get into Janae's lane too much, but that is part of our budget development that we're working on with principals for this year, for next year's budget.
It's a good thing.
All.
Thank you. Next up, item 10.1, public hearing. This one is renewal of charter and material revision to add transitional kindergarten for Sol Reyes College Prep. All you, Ms. Goldman.
Hello, friends. I got my people behind me. Okay, cool. So I am here before you again tonight to set up the public hearing for Sol Reyes College Preparatory Charter School, otherwise known as SAC Prep. There we go. On September 11th, 2024, Sol Reyes College Preparatory submitted a petition to renew its charter. It is requesting to renew the term of its charter, which expires on June 30th, 2026. Today's public hearing is the first public hearing on the Sol Reyes College Preparatory Renewal Petition as required by Education Code. The purpose of the public hearing is to consider the support for the charter petition from the district's teachers, other employees, and parents. Staff are currently reviewing the submitted petition. Following the review of the petition and this public hearing, the governing board of the school district, that is you all, shall either grant or deny the charter within 90 days of the receipt of the petition. That decision is scheduled to occur at our November 21st board meeting. The governing board of the school district shall publish a staff recommendation, including recommended findings, at least 15 days before that public hearing. That is scheduled for November 6th. I'm going to hand over the rest of the time to our school representatives.
Good morning. Shoot, it's a long day. So thank you for letting us be here. I'm Norm Hernandez. Is our slideshow going on?
Yeah, I thought you just...
So quick introduction. I'm Norm Hernandez. I'm the superintendent principal, founding teacher, Solaris College Prep. This is the dream team right here. I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Michelle Perez. I'm the elementary vice principal.
I'm Melissa Havenar. I'm the middle school vice principal.
Indeed Sidhu, director of Saturday.
And this is the team that makes it work. Let's just get into it. Shakespeare said, brevity is the soul of wit. So I'm going to keep this as succinct and as tight as possible. And hopefully you'll think I'm smart. So the mission of our school since its inception has been to paraphrase, not paraphrase, but just kind of keep it short, is students, to prepare all of our students with the knowledge, skills, and habits necessary to compete and succeed in life. This has been our motto, and we've been sticking to that. How old I am now, we've got students who are 30, or might call my students still, but they're 30, they're bringing their kids. They've been gone off to college, started businesses, et cetera, et cetera. And it's interesting to see that they come. One of the first questions they ask, is the old man still here? Yes, I am. I'm still here. And they bring their kids, and now we've got legacy students with us now, which has been great. Just a brief timeline. Solaris, or SAC Prep, as you may have known us to be called, has been around, was first authorized in the 02-03 school year. Our first day of operation was August 1st, 2003. And originally we were a KIP 5 through 8 school, so we were called KIP SAC Prep or KIP Solaris, which you may have seen in some previous or older documentation. But after a couple of years, the founding principal and myself decided it might be better to separate. Sorry, I like to move when I talk. My apologies. To separate from KIP because it wasn't serving the students. Their process was a lot different than what our students needed at the time. So we separated from KIP and just became Solaris and, often referred to as SAC Prep. We were renewed in 2007 and 8, the 12-13 school year, and 18 and 19. And previous to that 12-13 renewal, an interesting thing happened. We, at that time, and which I'll get into further down the slides, found a permanent home, and in 2011, we went through a revision to add grades K through 4. So it was a really quick transition year for us. It basically gave us a month. Once the district approved the additional grades, we had 1 month to move, find teachers, and just get the ball moving down the road, which we did, and pat myself on the back, we were successful. So just kind of, as I mentioned, over the years we were co-located with PS7 on Strawberry Lane, seeking our own identity. We moved out to the Meadowview area, and initially we were located in a church Sunday school classrooms, and we were making it work. And then at some point, the district said, hey, would you like to co-locate it with us at Freeport Elementary? So we did that for a couple of years. And if you guys remember, there's a 2-story building. We occupied that 2-story building while it was there. I know it's been moved, and now that campus is occupied by another charter, Capital Collegiate. But I will say working with the principal and the teachers while we were there was great, and we had a lot of collaboration went on at that time. So we did appreciate that. And then in 2011, we moved to our now location, which is the Bear Flag School. It is in the Pocket Greenhaven area. It's located not too far away from Carolyn Wenzel and right down the street from Kennedy High School. And so we continue to serve students from the Meadowview, Oak Park area, as well as the Pocket Riverside Greenhaven area as well. And with that being said, moving into these facilities, it was just that. And I don't mean that to be disparaging, but we were excited because we were moving out into a full real campus. We felt like a real school, but it was just that. It was a school, it was building with doors, windows, locks, but there was some infrastructure that needed to be done in which we happily did in partnership with the district. Did I bring my water? I'm sorry, I prattle too much. I do apologize. But just to move on and talk about some of our demographics, we are serving our biggest populations are the African American and Hispanic students. Over 75% of our student body, or 70% of our student body, I want to be a little clear about that, are made up of African American and Hispanic students. And again, a diverse school, diverse staff. We maintain that just like the city of Sacramento and much like the district. Diversity is key to us. This is just our admin staff. I asked my teachers, I told them they can come, but I know they have to be at work tomorrow morning. So I said, hey, don't worry, that's my part of my job. You guys go home, spend time with your families, get some rest, be ready to teach. And so again, we look to keep our student population diverse. Even moving from Meadowview and Oak Park, we still draw those students into our school, which is a predominantly African American area. So, and we still continue to reach out to those areas and bring those students to our school. As you can see, coming out of COVID and all the madness that all of us experienced, we were doing okay. I say okay because I'm always over enthusiastic, as my team here will tell you. I would like to see 100% of our kids, knock it out of the park, but I know that we do our best. But as you can see, our distance from standard in ELA and math has outperformed the state in 2022, and going forward into 2023, we continue to outperform the state. And I do agree with board member, is it Jean? Please correct me if I'm wrong, that standardized tests don't grasp every point of what a student does know and that, but this is our measuring stick that we all have to currently use. And so we are working to continue to raise the student data, and we suspect we'll see even more improvement this year going forward. Continuing on, as you can see, our subgroups, again, our African American and Latino being our two biggest, along with our socioeconomic disadvantaged, outperformed the state again in both this is ELA, I'm sorry, in both 22 and 23. And then moving into math, while it was not as awesome as I would hoped it to be, we still outperformed the state in our distance from standard, and we continue to make small incremental improvements as we move forward. And which again, as we get this data and we receive it as we go, I continue to improve. We work together as an admin team to improve and find where we're making the mistakes, what needs to be improved, breaking that data down and really diving deep and finding out what the kids really need, not throwing it at the wall and seeing if it just sticks. But we are very data-driven in our approach to teaching the students, along with, as Board Member Jean spoke about, is make sure they get the social-emotional supports and, getting them to strive to be, awesome kids that they are. Thank you. We are proud that we've met our requirements for renewal for up to 7 years. Let's put that out there. Think it, dream it, and may become it. And we continue to work, looking forward to working with the district and to serve our families and students. Just again, as we look ahead, just a quick refresher, we started as a 5-8 school in 2003. We've now expanded to serve grades TK through 8. Our enrollment is right around 340 students. With over time, our enrollment, we hope to get back up into the 400s. Our campus can only hold, because of its size, 450 to 460 students. And again, it's something we're all dealing with. Nationwide, California, student enrollment is declining, but we're working on that, hoping to make it better. And just to point out, we have over the course of our time being on facility site. We've made improvements or upgrades to the facility. We added 5 new classrooms in a restroom building, did all the ADA compliance that was required to do at that time. And as I'd spoken with facilities and made mention to them in previous times, that we look to do more improvements such as the blacktop, the play structure, updating the basketball hoops, and building a space for not only our students, but that the community could use and time. And just to even further point out, all these upgrades and investments were done at 100% at our cost. We took no money from the district. We did it out of our pocket through our donors and smart, I'll just say my cheap self, saving money and making it work for us. Like I said, I'll keep it brief, succinct. We'll be back on the 21st of November for a vote, and we hope that you guys vote yes. And I do want to send out an invite to all of you to come and visit. And I say come unannounced. Catch us off guard, because you won't. All right, just anytime you like to show up, just check in the front office, please. And I, myself, or one of my teammates here, or even a student may give you a tour. And you can ask, talk to the teachers, talk to the students, talk to the families, I implore you. But feel free, come on by. So again, I know there may be questions, so I will stop there and take any questions the board members may have. Thank you.
Thanks. First order, do you have any public comment?
We do. We have Terrence Gladney.
Thank you.
Go.
Floor is yours, sir.
Sac Prep is literally like right in my neighborhood. If I'm headed to Cabrillo or Brandon, I pass it all the time. When I ride my bike in the morning at 6, I see their plant manager out there putting out cones and doing the same things that our school sites do. A lot of times when we have these conversations about charter or is it, a Sac City school, we tend to look at a lot of charters, with a more fine-tooth comb than we do our own schools, knowing that we don't necessarily, as a district, have the ability to dissect and control a lot of what they do or whether or not their charter is approved, right? Because CDE controls that. What we do have is the ability to look internally and intrinsically and figure out what is there that our students are going and seeking. They may not find it, but they're going there. If we want to talk about data, let's see how many of our former students are there. I know a handful myself. They come from the schools that are littering in that area right around Sac Prep, and they went there because they were not served by our district. So, the first thing we can always do as individuals and as a system is look in the mirror and figure out where our own deficiencies are and humble ourselves enough to know that we once had the opportunity to serve these students that decide to walk out, right? If you have a bad experience at a restaurant, whatever place of business, you're gonna go and seek a better level of care and service. And that's what our kids are doing when they go to Sac Prep or any of these other charters. What we can do is improve the things that we do internally and hope that once our students, which they typically do, they may go to Sac Prep till 8th grade, they'll come back to Kennedy, right? They may go to Burbank. It's the same way I operate my programs. I know that no matter what elementary school these kids are at, they're gonna intersect whether in our school system or in life. We truly love and wanna service these kids and invest in them, whether through facilities, programs, and humble ourselves enough to say, we're collectively in the business of serving kids and families, right? I know principals in the area that say the things that Sac Prep has that they can't offer is earlier start times, longer school days. How do we invest in our expanded learning and other opportunities so that we can mirror some of those things and keep our students home? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kayada?
So first, I would like to just celebrate what you've been able to achieve at Sac Prep. You talked about it being close to Wenzel. My wife said back when it was Veriflag and she went to Wenzel, it's very close. The kids walk over there for meets. I guess they still could. Want to just kind of, recommend, of course, that the other board members come by and visit. And I believe I have come by unannounced and you didn't even bat an eye, so thank you. So really, please do that and come visit the school. Your team has done amazing things there. Norm, you've done the facilities are great. I think you underplayed that. Maybe bring a picture when you come back on the 21st. That little horseshoe you got there with the new classrooms.
Oh, yeah.
am once again reminded of comments from Mr. Gladney that really speak to me. I have two amazing independent charter schools in my area, which I am glad for. Like I've said many times, I'm not using this position to change statewide charter law. I want to celebrate the charters we have that are doing good things because your kids are our kids. We are all part of the same community. The first school I went to after I was elected actually was the other charter in my area, and they're here in the back, I believe, supporting Yabeshua Academy. And then I think you were maybe third, so sorry you weren't second. But it's great to learn what we could be doing better by looking at you are really serving students who feel the need to leave our schools for a reason. Some of the issues I've seen with special ed, I saw them faster and quicker and more transparently by talking to you. So I do appreciate that, and I love that we can learn from our charters by having close relationships and ongoing collaboration. So I guess just kind of, as we head into the renewal and we're going to get the staff's recommendation before we come back next month, the guidance I'm sharing now is the same guidance that I shared with the other charters that we just approved kind of in a wave. Work with us, strong collaboration. It's a two-way street. If we have concerns, let's really work through them and continue building the relationship so that we can support the kids in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other, Ms. Jean?
When is your charter up?
So 2026 is when it's technically up.
So why did you choose to follow this timeline instead of waiting?
So one of my jobs is to think strategically for the school and long-term planning, and that right now it would be the least disruptive to our students and our long-term plan to move it forward now and just get one less thing on my plate to have to deal with as we move things forward with the students in the school. So it impact things going on so that my focus could be as the superintendent. I hate saying that. I know that's but I have to think about strategic planning and long-term, not just now and at the moment. So looking down the road, this would be the least disruptive to our students and to the community of our school and the people we serve.
Okay.
Simply put.
I've been reviewing the communication that we've been having, and I really look forward to Amanda's report that'll be coming to us, and then any responses and additional documentation that comes through that. We do read it, we do consider it carefully as we look forward
Understood.
at what's doing. And I definitely do want to, praise, it looks like you're doing some good things for kids, and that's important.
Thank you. Sorry.
Really? No, come on back.
I'd be happy to go on Mr. Kayada's thing. When I started this game, we talked about partnership. It was with Jonathan Raymond. I don't know who remembers him. But the idea of charters was, I know he might have not been really well liked, but the idea of charters, if you look through some documents, I signed a compact, the Bill and Melinda's Gate Compact. We were looking to get, a piece of $65 million. And I signed that with the idea of creating a partnership between charters and districts, right? And my name is on that, so I do believe in partnership. My door is always open to anybody that you would like to have me talk with, sit down with. My team would do the same. Between the four of us, there's probably, I'm so old, there's probably 100 years of experience here from various levels of charter, traditional public school. I started my journey in Washington Unified right before I left. And so we'd be happy to share our practices, what we do as best practice and do that. And as I mentioned, when we were co-located with Freeport Elementary, I don't know if she would get in trouble, so I won't mention her name, but the principal and I would sit, because I was the vice principal at the time, and we would talk about different discipline plans, like what do we do different? How can we? And so we would have those conversations after school and spending hours, and she would put some of those into practice and was like, wow, that really worked. And so again, my door is always open. I'd love to sit and talk with any of you or staff or principals and really share best practices. That's how everyone wins, right? When they say all boats rise with the tide, right? So, yeah.
Thank you. Information item. Ms. Goldman, did you have anything else you wanted to share? Okay, then we are good.
Thank you.
See y'all later. Thank you. Next up, item 11.0, communications, student board member, Ms. Chu Griffith.
Cool. First off, I'd like to start by sharing some gratitude. Very shortly after my last student board member report, the flashcard making website Quizlet was unblocked on student Chromebooks. So I'd just like to give a big thank you to tech services and the collaboration that we've been able to have with unblocking websites. I think it's led to at least considerable student improvement in happiness, at least at my school site. Also, Saturday, I got the opportunity to attend the Hiram Johnson College and Career Fair. I was there with some of the other members of the Student Advisory Council. We were there as volunteers. From a volunteer perspective, I was really able to see just how much work goes into running an event like that. And I'd just like to thank everyone at the district who made the event possible. From a student perspective, just walking around and looking at the different booths, it was really helpful as a high schooler to be able to get that perspective and insight. There were a lot of different booths, both from colleges, careers, and also different community organizations. So it just gave me a lot of information about what I can be doing to prepare for college and careers while also getting involved in my community now. And then they also had very helpful workshops for things like setting up and applying for financial aid and scholarships. And then really only final thing I have to say is just about voter readiness. We have a lot of elections coming up, and I've seen a lot of great stuff on my campus in my own school site about voter readiness. I know some of the government classes are doing exercises where they have mock elections to simulate the upcoming 2024 elections. And I believe there was an article in the SACB on that if you'd like to learn more. But I would just encourage everyone to reach out to their own sites, especially their high school sites, encourage voter readiness, encourage civic engagement during this election, and also voter registration and pre-registration. And yeah, that's everything I have.
Thank you. President's report. I will scold no one this evening, because I think that sometimes sounds like I scold when I get up here and talk for the president's report. I'm just tired. Yeah, the world is an interesting place, and being on a board is a very interesting place to be. Again, I love to center my blackness and my black womanhood, but it's hard up here. So sometimes I need that extra support as well. Anyway, I will invite any information sharing from my colleagues. First up, Mr. Kayada.
I thought Member Singh was going to beat me. I also was at the College and Career Fair. I enjoyed seeing the student board member there. I wanted to introduce my daughter to encourage her to be a student board member one day, but for whatever reason I didn't. So, you said everything I was going to say about the College and Career Fair, so thank you. And then following Member Rhodes' lead from, I think it was last meeting, I just wanted to give a shout out to my daughter Tegan, who just turned 8 today.
Congratulations, Tegan.
I think for the birthdays, we need to just put the kids up on. So, I mean, you know how exciting that would be? Daddy said, that would be cool. Mr. Singh.
All right. So I just want to announce that there's a march going on from Bakersfield to Sacramento from the Sikh community to commemorate 40 years of the 1984 genocide by the Indian state against the community. So folks are walking from Bakersfield to Sacramento. You all have received an email. So please take a look at that email. Elected officials are invited, but it's not about elected officials, it's about people. So the community is invited. Join us. We'll be at the state capitol on Friday, November 1st from 10 to 2. There'll be community speeches, opportunities for you to connect with nonprofits and other groups, whether it's legal services or anything else that folks may need. I'll be there, and I'll be walking from the West Sacramento Gurdwara, the West Sacramento Sikh Temple, across Tower Bridge, and then over to the Capitol steps, doing just probably, I don't know how many miles that is, but it's nowhere near the 350 miles that folks are walking right now, which I wish I could join in. As always, I take that opportunity to try to talk where I can about my community, whether it's a small community, small and mighty, and Sacramento is home to so many of us. And in that same vein, haven't said it in a while, but it doesn't change anything that I ever say up here, and that is that murdering of folks, murdering of children, genocide, something that our community has lived with and has seen, does not change when it happens to another community. So I continue to advocate and push for peace and justice for folks around the world. And this is one place where my community stands up, but we don't stand alone. We stand united with everybody who's fighting back against injustice around the world. So thank you.
Thanks. Any other colleagues? Mr. Rhodes?
This Sunday at the Meadowview Farmers Market at the Meadowview Light Rail Station, we are having a literacy festival, and everyone is invited to come out. We'll be there from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Come out. It's going to be fun, food, jump houses, and great resources for family. So once again, that is Sunday, Meadowview's Farmers Market at the Meadowview Light Rail Station, 8 to 12. Thank you.
Give me a second. Okay, let me get my book. What's next? All right. Next up, consent agenda. There's a question. Hold on. Are you, Mr. Kayana? Go ahead.
I'd like to pull 12.1B and then approve the rest.
All right. Member Pritchett, do you want to move with that? Okay, so we're gonna move.
Member Singh, we have one public comment on consent agenda.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Terrence Gladney.
Just referencing the previous LCAP presentation or data presentation or whatever it was. An opportunity for us to be more intentional is, if you look at the purchase order report, I'm a service provider. I know where my dollars, align with in the LCAP. But you guys or anybody in the community, if they're looking at this massive, extensive purchase order report, they don't know specifically where those dollars align to. And I know there will be extensive work probably for Ms. Marking's, department. But even if we focus on the high level priorities, right? At the last board meeting, I told you guys about $1.1 million for a specific LCAP action that you guys prioritized that was not spent over the course of 2 years. That means that many students, however many we project, were not served by actions that you guys said were important to you and the community, agree with. So when we're talking about that, we need to look for progress in spending and investment, but also proportionality and also just return on investment, right? So if we get halfway through the year and we've spent half of the dollars, we should hopefully be able to see a trend towards where we hope to go in terms of goals. But that doesn't happen unless we get more intentional, right? Like when we look at some of the agenda items, we do see that there are LCAP goals that are aligned with it. And I think we should just be intentional in that way. And lastly, with my last 30 seconds, I mentioned this, the LCAP PAC report, I think a day or two before our last LCAP meeting. I found out that Karen Sweat, a longtime educator in the district and a longtime advocate for following the money, educated people once she retired around SAC's reporting structure, including some board members. She passed away. So, as I stated in our LCAP PAC, I'm going to continue to advocate for the presence of dollars and expenditures in everything that we do, because that is what we align our values with, and that's how we state our intentions and our priorities. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. So we had a motion to approve with the exception of, what was that again? 12.1B. Christina, you had the motion. Do we have a second? Chinua. All right, so let's start with the student preferential vote.
Aye.
And then roll call.
Member Kayada?
Aye.
Member Jean?
Aye.
Member Phillips? Member Pritchett?
Aye.
Member Rhodes?
Aye.
Member Singh?
Aye.
Member Villa?
All right. So let's go to the board discussion on that item. Do you want to start us off, Mr. Kayada?
Yeah, so I would like to just pull one requisition from this before we approve it, and that's SA 25-00432 for the Center for Fathers and Families. As anyone who follows this area of law, I guess it's probably just me, hopefully, but conflict of interest laws have been rapidly evolving in the past year due to some high-profile bad actions, I guess I would say. So out of the abundance of caution, I would just like to look into this contract. I know this is historical, it's already happened, so we'll have to pay it. But this contract is affiliated with a city council member, and we do business with the city. So I just want to make sure that there's not even an appearance of impropriety there before we engage in contracts like this under current laws.
Okay, do we have any conversation from the board? Go ahead, Mr. Rhodes.
I guess it's a question for you, Janae. Got a quick question. This contract is, like Member Kayada said, was something we has already been built and we have to pay out. But could you explain the possible conflict of interest that he's talking about, and how does that look within our work as a board, knowing that we have to pay this out, but going into the future, like, what do these conflicts of interest have to do with our broader context, like city council member having a nonprofit that works with the school district, or any other maybe official that might have other businesses that does business with us, or families or parents or whatever. What does that look like? And do you feel like also this is a conflict of interest?
Thank you, Vice President Rhodes. I don't want to speak for Member Kayada, so I will say my understanding of it, and then you can agree, or if you have a different understanding. My understanding, or the information that came to me, was just a concern over the Sac City, our district, receives funds at times from the city council through, different programs, grants, apportionments that the city council votes on, much as you do here, for their own priorities. And Center for Fathers and Families is a community nonprofit organization that is ran, or the principal, the CEO, is a city council member, is my understanding. And so just a concern over the dollars that are paying for this contract, to ensure that there's a delineation between the funds that we receive from the city and the funds that pay for this contract. So this was brought to my attention. We have looked at it internally through the internal audit office. The Center for Fathers and Families, this contract is actually paid for using state funds, both ELOP and ACES funds. So that would be like our after school, that's the ACES funds, and then extended learning. So those funds come from the state. And to my knowledge, the Fathers and Family staff has no conflict of interest relationship with the state. I have, of course, brought it to the attention of our external auditor, which is appropriate anytime someone brings forward a concern of conflict of interest. The external audit is currently ongoing. You will receive that report in December as typically scheduled. So I don't have any official outcome from the external auditor, but again, looking at it internally based upon the information that came to me, it was really that concern over city dollars and the community organization and the relationship there. However, we didn't find any relationship between those in what we looked at. As far as the resource that's paying for this. And again, I don't want to speak for Member Kayada, but this is the understanding that I have that came to me, and I don't know if there's other information that you have, because of course I would follow up and due diligence on anything that came to me of concern like this.
Yeah, so just to respond to that, I love the fact that we have so many great community-based organizations that we work with, but we are still spending public dollars. And I mean, this has been a concern for me since I joined the board, but really especially now with a lot of these changes in laws. Just, I don't want to have the appearance that any of the money that we're using is being spent inappropriately. So I guess we've had kind of a financial analysis. I would just like to get some sort of legal guidance. And I do think ultimately we have to at least approve money. But before we bring this back, just to have some guidance to the board so we understand that we are fulfilling our obligation properly to make sure our money is being spent properly.
Okay. So am I, Deputy Superintendent, receiving direction to pursue legal guidance on this?
I think that would be a board decision.
Probably. So just make it clear to me, Taylor, you want further investigation internally, or you want specifics inside what we're going to get in December that explain, I guess, some legal advisement as to what we need to know before? That's kind of what I'm getting. When we get what we have in December, you want to be able for us to say, we've also looked at it from the legal perspective, and perhaps we're going to say one way or the other, conflict of interest exists, doesn't exist, and we've looked at it every way that we possibly can, including external, internal, and whatever legal advisement.
Yeah, I mean, I'm essentially just looking for a basic legal opinion. I'm not trying to
You're looking for what?
A basic legal opinion on the appropriateness of this. I'm not trying to tear under every rock and do a whole thing.
Okay, so so who would be the person that would provide us with a legal opinion on this particular issue? I don't know 100% who would be that individual who would do that. I mean, obviously, if there's an advisement that comes from our council, board council, I can understand that, but you're looking for something on this end from
No,
the
I'm looking
district.
for something from Lozano Smith or F3.
And I'm not sure exactly who we would be using for this. So what legal firm are we specifically using?
Of course, Madam President. I would probably start with F3 since they are our primary firm.
Okay.
Have a conversation with the leadership there and figure out the appropriate specialist for us to connect with to have the conversation.
Okay, and so you would get that direction from the superintendent. So that'd be something we could run by her when she's back.
Yes.
Since we have until December.
Yes.
Okay, is that something that fits what you need? Okay, then we're good on that. I will let other colleagues speak. You're good, Mr. Kayada? Yes. Mr. Rhodes?
I already went.
Oh. Ms. Jean?
I was actually going to ask the same question of what exactly is the conflict of interest process that we use and whatnot. So thank you for explaining that. I look forward to the internal audit and getting that information on this as well. I am hesitant about the legal request. I want us to be, I feel, sorry, my brain is very sluggish. I'm cautious about any request we make without really consideration of what it might cost for us to start doing that. So I don't know that I'm opposed to asking a legal opinion. I'm also not entirely clear on why we would need to add that extra thing. And I am concerned about costs from board requests like that. So I'd like that to be considered as the conversation around what other steps might be needed in looking at conflict of interest here.
I guess I could respond to that. I didn't press my button.
No, I want
Sorry.
whoever's coming up next to speak, and then we'll come back to you. But, so, I mean, it just sounds like, basically, yes, there's been a request from a board member, but it sounds like nothing's moving until we ask our employee if it is okay for her in looking for capacity and all kinds of things. She's got to consider a lot before we say, hey, just pull the trigger because a board member, asked for it. That's not how we should do it. And so we'll just be waiting, literally. But I hear what you're saying, Member Jean, because $1 extra spent out of our buckets go away from our students. So I understand that. So, but we are going to run this by Madam Superintendent. So we don't have any definite answers on that this evening, and then we will get most likely a board communication regarding that. We all cool on that? Okay. Mr. Singh, you were good, Ms. Jean? Yep. Okay, Mr. Singh.
All right, so a couple of things. I think, one, it would just be good to understand the process. I think if we bring up the concern that Ms. Jean's bringing up, then we will start nitpicking. So I think it would be good to understand what the audit process is for your internal process. Maybe you don't have to say it out loud here, but just for us to know how that functions so we can have some understanding other than that you've done your due diligence, which I trust. But if there's a call for an external audit, there's that. The other piece is there a delay in services provided if we wait till December? Are we aware of that
So
for this program?
To Mr. Kayada's point, this is actually a request to pay for a contract that was executed in the 23-24 school year.
Okay.
So if you have it on hold, that would delay payment, but the services are already provided, so it doesn't necessarily stop service.
Okay. And then lastly, I'm wondering if your review, which you can tell us more later, includes a review of forms such as 990 forms of organizations of nonprofits.
Okay.
I don't know if you already do that or?
No, we do not review IRS forms or anything like that from a nonprofit or a corporation or an independent contract, anything like that. That is related to a separate issue that was brought to me, and we did seek out legal support on what is our level of due diligence when establishing a vendor. Okay. And looking at those forms isn't necessarily within our purview, but this is actually an area of like deeper learning for me because it's questions that I haven't necessarily encountered before.
Okay, that's helpful. I only say from my own work experience that, reviewing 990 forms, you get to dive into an organization's financial structure and who gets paid and whether someone's taking payment as a lead of an organization or whether they're not taking payment and whether that can play a role into your decision making and into your suggestions for us on what actions we should take or what your recommendation would be. So just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Other than that, I think my only comment for us as a board is that the ideas around getting counsel or anything that's something we should talk about only if we don't pass this motion as it's sitting, right?
Let me think. You're talking about the suggestion that Mr. Kayada had about pulling in a legal firm to explain to us something?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get clarification on how this works. So do we take another vote or do we have to vote to approve as is? Because we only pulled it. We haven't voted with the.
That's correct.
Yeah.
12.1B in its entirety still needs to be voted on. This particular contract, there should be clarification as to if you're going to include that in 12.1B in your motion or if you're going to exclude that and wait until December.
Okay, that was my clarification, that if we do indeed move forward and exclude this one contract, then we have a conversation as our board is asking for us to talk about talking to legal. But if we don't, then we don't have to have a conversation with legal. So just clarifying.
Man, it was a lot. Okay. So yeah, and I got to say it 15 times over to make sure they understand. Right now, 12.1B in its entirety was pulled off of consent, right? And consent agenda, we've already gone through all the regular stuff. Now, the separation, tell me again where this separation happens, the December thing and now? Because we're going to be talking about this. I mean, you asked if there was going to be a delay. No, there isn't going to be a delay because this is past.
It is money
past
owed for
request.
last year. Mhm.
And so we're not hurting anything by waiting until December to get the information that we need. Or that we might think we need. Or that we might need to talk to council.
Well, on behalf of the organization, obviously they are waiting to be paid for services rendered.
So, okay, so Go ahead, Mr. Chiara.
So I was just going to move 12.1B with the addition that we get guidance from the superintendent on addressing the concerns that were brought up here. So I'm not trying to ask for anything specific due to all the information the rest of you all shared, but I just want to make sure we get that guidance so that we know how to act when we see these kind of things in the future. But yes, the services were rendered, so I would like to approve the whole item.
Okay, but we did talk about actually understanding the process so that maybe we would not need a legal opinion as to what it is we need to know. But you're just asking for us to move 12.1B.
And for the superintendent to...
We're going to talk to superintendent about what might come about later.
Just that she obtained a board communication with us, for us, addressing this. And I'm not going to be specific about what type of, how she addresses it, so I will leave that to her.
Okay, so we're agreeing to move this and vote on it as to whether we're going to pay this as soon as we can, which means it's going on consent agenda. We're going to act, that's what we're going to do, right? Okay. Okay, I know you guys know, sometimes I have to talk things through. That's just how this works. So we have a second, and I'm going to ask for student preferential vote.
Aye. Member Kayada?
Aye.
Member Jean?
Aye.
Member Phillips?
Sure.
Member Pritchett?
Aye.
Member Rhodes?
Aye.
Member Singh?
Aye.
Oh, we lost. Then we are good on consent agenda. Item 13.0. Future board meetings, dates, locations, reading them slow for those who need to write them down and memorize them or type them in. November 7, 2024, 5 p.m., closed session, 6 p.m., open session, Cerna Center, 5735 47th Avenue, Community Room. And November 21, 2024, 5 p.m. closed session, 6 p.m. open session, Cerna Center, 5735 47th Avenue. Item 14.0, adjournment.
Move.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All righty, so we are good for the evening. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Take care.